All right, what is going on, everybody? Oh, excuse me. It is me, Ronald, part of the Young Melanated Council. Bam! Go live Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And, we're trying to do what we do, make everything fun and engaging and just an overall good experience, you know? And so what we're going to do is just make sure that everybody is good, comfortable, and cozy because tonight's episode, we're going to get into a little bit later. We're going to get into a little bit later. And so, as per usual, how's everybody's day going? How's everybody's weekend going? Like, what's going on? What are you guys up to? And so forth and so forth and so forth. And what are you guys' plans for the next few days? I know for me, we are under a winter storm warning. And I know for the next 2 days, I'll be out of work because I work for the school district. And we're going to be out of work for the next 2 days because the roads and the conditions are going to be that bad. So the sheriff, the county sheriff department sent out a notice saying if at all possible, please stay home. But if you have to go outside and do whatever, um, be careful. Basically, be careful. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to be careful. We're going to stay home and do what we do best. And just make sure that everything runs smoothly. But this would also give me a chance to go ahead and get some much needed stuff done on my end, and give me some time to kind of reflect, kind of unwind, and everything else. Oh, also, before I forget, before I forget, today is the first day of Black History Month. Yes, today is the first day of Black History Month. Do not want to overshadow that. Do not want to not make mention of it. And yeah, just make sure that get that highlighted that it is Black History Month. And for those who keep up with Black History Month, especially on a national level, we will get into what the theme is for this year and be able to kind of have that dialogue, that conversation. And surprisingly, a lot of the topics we're going to discuss for the next 4 Tuesdays, so this Tuesday and the remainder Tuesdays that come afterwards, is in a weird way connected to the national theme for Black History Month for this year. So stay tuned, keep things in lock, and continue to vibe with us, continue to rock out with us. And again, for those that are watching, thank you guys for watching in. Thank you guys for vibing and all other good stuff. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. And yeah, we'll just have a conversation. Boom. And who we got? Who we got? Hey, Chad. Good to see you. Good to have you in. How's your day going? How was your weekend? Matter of fact, yes. How was your weekend? How was your day? How was your weekend? Do you have any plans for tonight? What's the weather conditions looking like? And all that other good stuff. While I try to figure out how to edit my. Christmas cat. Okay. So, if you don't mind me asking, like, what state do you live in? Because I know where I'm living at. Oh yeah, Christmas is definitely catching up, big time. It is catching up with a vengeance. And while ah, gotcha. So, without further ado, I just saw somebody sneak in. Yeah, I saw somebody sneak in. So we're gonna bring her on. This is the other host with the mostest. And if you be careful, she may roast you live on stream. It is nobody and none other than you from Philly. Gotcha. Give it up for the illustrious L.
Hey everybody. So I just got a new laptop yesterday, so this camera
Okay.
is pretty crazy.
Okay.
And that's how you feel. Like, I don't know how far I need to put my laptop just to look normal. Like I look like a floating head.
I'm hoping you're not a floating head. That'll kind of be like, what's going on?
Yeah. No. I got so much shit on my table. Okay. All right. Now this looks a little normal. I got the new MacBook.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, my wallet's not happy, but I feel like they cleared up my face. I mean, thanks, but I don't need all that. This
Hold
is like I'm wondering like how. Let me check the settings.
Yeah.
Edit audio stuff. There's not that many settings I can really do. Oh, here's the setting thing. Show advanced options.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Wow. So I was at standard definition 480p. Like there's a low definition 360p, so I'm kind of excited. It's probably going to be like my nose. Oh, okay. That is so weird. Okay, let me go back to 480p. Sorry. Okay, what? This is weird. Okay. I guess I'll just do the 720. All right. Now I can physically zoom my camera in manually.
There you go. If you need to.
Yeah. No. Sorry guys, I'm like on my dining room table. This is where I host. I have like these placemats, and I was like sliding all over the place. As I was sliding the laptop. Like I have my laptop on like this like thing to kind of raise it, so it's like not directly on the table. All right. Okay. So this looks normal.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
It's hella wide, so you guys just see my home.
There you go.
Yeah. This is pretty much where I stay. You know, I should be whenever I'm like working from home, which is every day. I should be in, my second bedroom, but I tend to just chill out on my couch a lot.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, I send that email. Let me just go out to my couch and just just blam my phone.
There you go.
I'm like, all right, I did my job for the day. But yeah, hi. Yes. Hey everybody. Thank you for allowing me to play with this. This is literally the first time I even use this camera.
Oh wow.
Like you'd think that like the first things you do is like, oh, let me check the camera and all that. I was like, no, I just kind of jumped on trying to learn Flutter, which is Google's hybrid mobile app development platform.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's been on like my list of things to do for a long time. Like I've been debating purchasing this MacBook for so fucking long for understandable reasons. Like this is literally like the base model.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the MacBook. It's like the Civic. You know, it's like, oh, I
Not
mean,
the,
it's like, has Android Auto. It's like, yay. It's
oh,
something. And a reverse camera. It's like, woo. I'm kidding. It's actually, so far, it's, it's my second day with it. It's phenomenal. But I'm just trying to get straight into it because I couldn't with my last laptop. Apple did the whole Apple thing where it's like, oh, we need to update to use this thing, and you don't have enough space to update. I was like, I don't have enough space? Like, really? And I was like, oh, yeah, my old MacBook Air was only 120 gigabytes.
oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of which, it looks like the thing I've been trying to download since yesterday finally finished. Because it was 12 gigabytes, like Xcode, which is Apple's like platform almost to like code apps. Apparently it's like kind of easy. I used it a little bit on my old MacBook, my MacBook Air, and it was working, but then it needed to update. And it just needed 12 gigabytes for some reason. I was like, what in the hell? Like it was, so like I didn't have enough space, and then I needed to update the entire OS, and I didn't have enough space for that. And I was like,
wow.
I was like at a checkmate pretty much. I was like, or a stalemate rather. I was just like, well, if you go here, you're dead. If you go here, you're dead. But if you stay right where you are fine. Like, well, I want to move, so I guess I'll freaking buy this MacBook. And so
there you go.
Yeah, man, I don't know how Apple users do. Like that just hurts because it's like, oh, you want to do this thing? Well, you can't.
Right. I got a question for you.
Sure.
Were you not able to buy like an extended hard drive, or does
like an external? Like I actually have an external, but I didn't want to. Like what it was wanting me to do was like either put my entire like operating system on the external, use it like that, or try to get everything off of my computer and then put it onto my external, which is what I was trying to do. But it's like I had to manually move everything, and I was like, well, that's a pain in the ass.
Okay.
It's like if I were to put because technically, yeah, I could have. If everything would have just ran slower because it's an older machine, but that's not the end of the world. It's just I would have to have like this external and my laptop everywhere I go, and do everything. And and so, and then yeah, and also I think it's just bad. So like the laptop is technically 5 years old, and it's like sometimes you just gotta part ways, even though there's nothing wrong with it. Like I still have it. It's like right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Somewhere over there, tucked away. Okay. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Like, but it's like, God, man. Like, I really didn't want to, but it's like if I need to do this app and get things out and also learn, because not only do I want to create an app for myself, I also want to like learn how to do it. So because I do want to eventually just change careers a bit.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I agree with that.
And speed is a personal thing for me. It's like, yeah, I could deal with it just being kind of slow and lagging, but I wouldn't want to. Like it would stop me from really doing it. Like I've been learning a lot about myself lately. Where it's like when I hired my personal trainer, I was like, because like when I was, because I did it because I was turning 30, and I was like, I know damn well I'm not going to just up and start working out correctly. Like I needed to I was like, quit lying to yourself, Elle. Like, just go and do it.
Mhm.
It's like, I know it's going to be a pain, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this MacBook. It's like, all right, it's going to be a pain right now monetarily,
Yes.
but it'll be worth it in the long run.
Yes. Agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed. I agree. I agree.
Mm.
I agree. Temporary pain for a long-term gain. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. And it's not like, you know, it's not like I'm doing poorly monetarily. It's just like, it hurts. Like, the amount.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
oh God. And they try to like sell you more things. I'm like, yo, I don't have the mental capacity for this. Like, I just shelled out $2,600. Like, no. I know.
Oh.
I know.
Oh. Oh. Oof. Mm.
Exactly.
Ooh.
I know.
Man. But I get it. I get it. You're paying for quality versus quantity. I get it. I get it. I get it. I remember. Yes.
True.
I remember. Let's see. I remember when the missus, when she had got her iMac, and we're like, "What is this?" And her grandpa was like, "Yeah, it's an iMac and everything else, and it's a good way to keep in contact with you." It was like her wedding gift, basically. And when we went to get it open and everything else, I don't know why, but the price tag was still on there. Well, okay, man. When I saw that price tag of 3,000, I'm like, holy crap! Are you serious? 3,000 for this? Like, where's the tower? Like, I see the wireless keyboard, I see the wireless mouse, and this big old monitor and everything else. I'm like, okay, where's everything else at? And long before I know, like everything is built right into the monitor. Like, holy crap! But I think out of all the computers we had, that one lasted the longest until our daughter had a fit and kicked it off the computer desk and broke it. Yeah, yeah,
But they're good they're good machines though.
yes.
Like, that's like, I can't deny it. Like, at first, when I was younger, I used to be like, pro Windows or whatever. But, since I, started working at companies where like they require me to like use a Mac and all that, you know, I got used to like the ecosystem a bit, and it's just overall, I want to say it's better, but for what I do, it is.
Oh yeah.
It's like like using Photoshop on a Windows, it's like, like just like kill me now. Like, but using it on a Mac, it's like seamless. It's like it's clearly like Adobe obviously loves Mac, and it
Mm-hmm.
just like tolerates Windows. Designers, like any sort of like design tools, is clearly for Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just works a lot better for it. Like the color quality is, just just the screen quality. Everything is just like a whole lot better. Like when I
I
look at
agree.
a Windows computer, it's just like, the hell is everything always like this all pixelaty and weird? It's like, how do you just look at this for, for 8 hours straight? Like I would go insane. But I guess I used to do that and just didn't realize.
Mm-hmm.
You go into a Mac and you're like, okay, whatever. Then you go back to looking at a PC and you're like, what? It's like,
Yes,
but yeah,
I agree.
I guess like you just have to know what you need like what it is that you do and what you need
Mm-hmm.
it for. Yeah, I'm learning that a lot, Barack. Especially as I'm getting older and wiser. I've been like quality over quantity. Like, like I guess because growing up, like I have a lot of older siblings, and like with my parents, like we weren't, the wealthiest by any means. We're more so poor. So, we usually just kind of hold on to things and just hope it lasts.
Oh, I agree. That statement, I agree.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't purchase Apple Care. Maybe I should have. I guess I can always perhaps later. But it's true. It's true. Like, no, I wholeheartedly echo your sentiments, Barack. Like that's exactly how I feel. It's like, you just like I can't get mad at it. Like when people were upset that the iPhone was like 1200 or something or 1100, it's like that's worth it. What other what other thing do you use as much as your phone? Nothing else. You use your phone for everything. It's okay for it to cost that much.
Yeah.
Like, will I be paying for that? I don't think so. I've considered going onto an iPhone because I've just never had an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like Siri just sounds like a nightmare. I turned off Siri, so you better not start doing shit right now. Like, I was talking to my computer. But
No, you're good. You're good.
yeah, because when I was setting it up, I was like, "Do you want Siri?" I was like, "No." like you're not gonna help me, Siri, at all. I have Google. But I don't know how, because like my phone, like my car, for example, doesn't have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with it because for the price I got the car for and everything, and once again quality over quantity. Because my last car was literally a health hazard, and I was just sitting there driving. It's like, oh yeah, I needed to upgrade, but because it doesn't have like Apple CarPlay or whatever, I can't imagine just talking to Siri and just being like, especially how I talk to Google, just like a person. Like I can't imagine talking to Siri like a person, because sometimes I'd be like, and you better not listen to me, phone, but like I'd be like I'll just call it Goog. Yo, Goog. What time does that, like, where is the Publix off of Commercial and 441? When does that close? And Google would be like, the Publix off of Commercial closes at 9 p.m. or something like that. And it's like, you understood that whole garble? Like, understood that whole, like, I didn't even understand what I said, but thank you for understanding. Like, I can't imagine being that smart. I can't.
I don't know. But I will say this, to your point about buying an iPhone, we just bought our oldest child an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
When we paid, when everything was finalized as far as the taxes and everything else, like $1,200 for his phone is like, we're like, you better not break that phone, you better not lose that phone, you better not drop that phone. It better not have no kind of water on. Like, it better be like brand spanking new when you take it out your OtterBox. Brand spanking new. I made sure he got OtterBox because it's like, nah, you're not wasting that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wasting that.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah. But he's been keeping really good care of it. So that's a plus. That's probably, like, as far as the longest phones that he's had that has not been broken, that iPhone,
good.
He has not broken it yet.
Okay. Does he have like a case and a screen protector?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like I said, he has OtterBox.
Oh right, you didn't say that. My bad.
Yeah, and I told him, like, look, get him OtterBox. I don't care how much it costs. Get him the OtterBox. He's like, are you sure? Like, yes, please get him OtterBox. Like, okay. Yeah.
Usually I buy the case and like the screen protector or whatever before I even buy the phone, whichever phone I'm getting. It's just like, I need to buy like a case or something for this though.
Yeah.
I'm like holding it up like I can show you. And I guess I can. Because behind me this whole time it's just yours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see how you living. I like it. I like it.
It's like classic, like Florida style, like old school Florida style. Everybody who does like home design is like, you should take out these windows. I mean, these mirrors. Is like, I want to, but it costs money to do that. So,
Right.
absolutely.
Yes.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yes.
iPhone definitely makes phenomenal products. Like I can't knock it. I can't. Like their user experience, their UX is top notch.
Yes.
The user interface, their UI is top notch as well. Like one thing that I don't know why Android hasn't picked up on is like iPhone has it. It's like if when you go to like your phone setting, like let me just go to like contacts. I don't know who the hell messaged me. Anyways, like you go to like your contacts or whatever. Funny enough, Erica is the first contact because her name is AA. um, it has like the like for iPhone it has like the voicemail, like the voicemail I can just quickly click over to your voicemail. But Android doesn't have that for whatever reason, and I don't know why. I hope it picks it up soon. What I do appreciate about Android though is that they're very innovative. Android has always been further than Apple when it comes to innovation. So like how iPhones just not have the Face ID, like Android been had that. Now they have fingerprint, and iPhone doesn't have fingerprint yet, but I'm sure they will probably in like the iPhone 15. Oh, the hold touch, like the hold press. Android had that for a long time, and iPhone just got that like a few years after Android did it. So, like, but the annoying thing is, and I do want to talk about this on sometime this month because it does have to do with dating. Is iPhone's issue with iMessage? It is their issue actually. Is there a waterproof iPhone yet? I think so.
I won't say I thought so. I thought there was. Or yeah, I think there is.
Yeah. I think like they have like I think so. Or at least splash proof or something. I don't know. I guess I never seen like any like underwater iPhone videos though. That's a good question.
Let's see. Okay, so doing a little research. The iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max can withstand up to 4 meters of water for 30 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, was that 12 feet?
I think so.
I think 1 meter was close to 3 feet. So it's probably like 10 to 12 feet. Oh, yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to Barack's point, yeah, that is true. The majority of the iPhones are water resistant. So you can splash some water on it and it'll be all right. But you try to soak that bad boy in some water, nope. You got a fancy paperweight. You got a fancy paperweight. That's about it.
Oh my God. I remember years ago I had an LG phone and I forgot which I think it was the LG G2, which was like their first phone with like all the buttons on the back. So like you had like the power button and like the volume buttons and stuff like that, which was great for like taking selfies, especially like when you take selfies like this way, like the old school way, where you take with like the nicer camera, not like the front facing. And I was slow to adopt a phone with a front facing camera, so I was always used to doing it like that anyway. So I was like, oh snap, they have this phone. But then after a few years of having it, it stopped connecting to Wi-Fi. And that was a massive issue, of course. But it's like you don't really think about it, because I think at work, I don't even think I would connect to the Wi-Fi at work. I think I just used the data I usually do anyway. So it didn't really bother me at work, if I recall correctly. But like when I got home, because I had very terrible cell phone reception at my home at the time, until like my mom moved in and she cussed out the T-Mobile people. We got like a little tower in our own in our home. So I just never bothered with it. I was like, whatever. I just had bad signal in my home, and I was just dealing with it for 3.5 years. Just shitty cell phone service. I would just stand outside and talk on the phone if I needed to. But I was just like, well, I can't do anything at home. So time to get a new phone. But that's when like I realized how much I rely on the internet and Wi-Fi for my phone. I was like, damn, I am really that millennial. Man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ooh, and
what's up?
Just as we were wrapping up and whatnot, we got our other host with the mostest. It's the one, and it's the only, the man with the master plan. Yes, no, we're not talking about Dan. We're talking about my man, Toby.
What is up?
How did you?
Not even gonna ask.
Oh man.
Not even.
Just had to do it. Good to see you. Oh, oh no. I apparently am replacing L for the entire stream. I will do my best to bring.
Hold on. Here we go. We're bringing her back. We're bringing her back.
Sorry. It was, I clicked something stupid.
It happens. It's good. Yes, the Trinity is assembled. Regulators, mount up. There we go. Talking about phones right now.
Yeah. So I just got a new laptop, Toby. I got the new MacBook Pro.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for not noticing that I look different. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm legit serious, because I keep looking at myself like I look hella smooth. like I can't stand the fucking filters, like.
Oh, there's no pixelation on her face. There's nothing. You see all L.
But I feel like they made me like 2 shades lighter. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, she's about to have fun with her new laptop. Go ahead. You have fun with your MacBook.
It's like I can't turn off the filter. It's like, oh, we know what you want to look like. I know I don't want to look like this.
No filtration without representation. Or
right, yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
So you're checking out the side profile.
Yeah, because I just look very like not me. It's not. I guess it's not that off, but it's off enough to bother me.
It's like, nah, I don't think this is right, Apple.
Right, and it's like you can't. I don't know. I'll probably try to figure out. I'll play around with it to see if I could do something.
Right.
Okay, no, that just blurs out the background. So that doesn't do anything.
Oh, that's so interesting. So is this like built into the camera that just has all these like? Because I just saw like that happen. Where
I guess so. Like, there's like this weird icon at the. I don't even know what this is. It's like looks like notches, like turn like on and off notches. I could do like the display. Is this? No, that just brightens and dims my screen. So I don't think you guys saw that. This is video effects, and all it does is just say Google Chrome twice for some reason and portrait twice. When I hover over one, it hovers both. So I don't know why it shows. I don't know why it duplicates this. I wish I could just like show you what I'm seeing. I mean, I guess I could share my screen, but it's really not worth it. And then when I click portrait, I guess it just blurs out the background. How far in the back does?
Okay, now I see the blur. It looks like a green screen, actually. Like
TikTok
or anything else. Like literally, it looks like it could be a green screen.
Oh yeah, true.
That is so interesting.
It's a little flattering that you think that I would actually download a picture from the internet that looks like this.
Hey.
I guess.
Go ahead, Al.
Like the picture's like single woman trying. Like
single homeowner attempts to adult.
Wow. All I was going to say was something along the lines of that's Apple for you.
Yeah.
That's Apple for you. Always one step ahead of the game. But in some ways, they're always like 2 steps back. So
yeah,
we don't know.
That's not accurate. It's like you just can't have it all, huh? Apple.
No.
Like we want to, filter you up, and Twitch community retweeted our McCoy tweet. That's pretty awesome. Or the TMC tweet on Twitter.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
I have to take a look at that because I did not know any such thing. Let me go back to Twitter.
There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Great, thanks. Thanks, Twitch.
I guess. Go for it, Twitch.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool. Now I kind of want to follow this Twitch community. Is this like, we are not affiliated with, so this is just a random Twitch community. Oh, okay.
So this.
Yeah, I don't think they're actually affiliated with Twitch. Well, thanks anyway.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, whoa.
What up?
Oh, we are not affiliated with. Okay.
Might just be lens difference with color balance.
I'm actually trying to take a look at.
I don't know. I don't know how to.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, Twitch and all your weirdnesses and whatnot. So yeah, shout out to Twitch.
Yeah, or that Twitch group that's not affiliated with Twitch. You have 31,000 followers. That's great.
Yeah, they might be Twitch adjacent. That might be true. That could be true. That could very well be true.
I had a disclaimer saying that they're not affiliated with, but I don't know. I guess they're just supporters, like they're just trying to get, like, hey, you might, I don't know, just sharing. I like it. I like that. That's cool.
Yes, I dig it.
Yeah, me too.
I dig it a lot.
Any exposure? That's cool. I'm actually scrolling through it right now.
But yeah, so Toby.
Yeah, catch up, right? Or what?
Yeah, catch up.
So this weekend, huge snowstorm. We got hit with like 1.5 feet of snow. Blizzard. Yeah. And I think because I saw like an article that showed all along the East Coast how the snowstorm hit, and we took the honors. I don't even know how this happened, but a town south of Boston called Stoughton hit like 30 inches, and I was like, "Whoa, that is almost."
Yo.
So that's probably like 40, or even like that's probably even like close to 50 minutes from where I live. My town, when I looked it up, it said we got like 18, which I mean that's still a good amount, but like I was like, dang, yeah. So we got hit with the heat. That was like basically Friday at midnight to Saturday like 11 p.m. So there was a lot of snow, but funny enough, because of all the wind, there actually wasn't that much snow that was actually piled up on my car, and it wasn't really that frozen on. Like a lot of times when, I don't know, sometimes I guess when the snow just gets a chance to really sit there and it gets really cold, it just gets like really hard. It's like icy, or maybe when it gets warm and refreezes, but it was very easy to clear off. It just was hard to get to the car because all the snow that was in the lot. I'm in like a apartment community, so they do a lot of plowing, but I unfortunately did not keep my shovel in my. Now I'm being careful. I have my shovel in my apartment. I kept it in my trunk because normally I was always able to get to my trunk, but I was like, oh, I actually can't really get to my trunk. I had to wait for a car to the person to the left of my car cleared themselves out. So then I was able to go to the driver's side door because the snow that was there, like in between like the parking spots, like in between each parking space, that wasn't as bad versus behind the parking spaces was much worse for whatever reason. So I was able to get inside my car, which helped me get some stuff that I needed, like the brush, because I keep my brush. And anyway, without all the details, I had to do I had to do a lot of clearing out. And we were forced to, like, our apartment makes us clear out by like the 9 a.m. the day following any snowstorm. So it's like, or they'll tow us. I mean, I don't know if they really would tow people, but they threaten you that they could tow you if you don't clear yourself out. So I probably didn't clear myself out until almost 10, honestly. A lot of people didn't really get outside until after 9:30 anyway, so they can calm down.
Right. Snow, for crying out loud. You can't dictate what snow does.
Yeah. Like if it's still snowing that day, that's fine. Like if it snows throughout the night, I guess, then that day you're exempt. It's just like whatever full day there's been without snow, they're like, okay, we need to clear stuff out. So they want to be done by the clearing out by like 11. So that was really what I did Sunday. I didn't get a lot of sleep, honestly. I was like staying up. My sleep schedule had been kind of whack, which is like overall a thing, but having COVID a few weeks ago didn't help. And then I didn't go out anywhere over the weekend, which in theory should have helped, but it also was a little bit different. So like I went briefly just to get groceries on Saturday. At one point, I was able to go outside when it wasn't snowing too bad. I didn't drive. I just walked across the street, which was much a better option. And then Sunday, since I had to clear my car out, I drove and just got some groceries. So, and I cooked. That was cool. I cooked something. Fried rice, one with like these beef strips. Another one was like with chicken thighs, which I never really cooked with before. They're a lot softer and tender compared to the breasts. So that was cool. Got to cook a bit Sunday. I think Saturday and Sunday. And then chilling at home. It was cool. And last week, Thursday, I feel like I was just kind of hanging out with some people. I caught up with some people, some who I hadn't seen as much, some who I had. So that was like right before the snowstorm. But yeah, overall, it's been cool. Shout out to Black History Month. Actually, funny enough, this is one of the few months where, it looks like next month is the same because you got 28 days in February, so it's the exact same layout of days in the week. But
yeah,
we actually have 5 Tuesdays this month, so that's exciting. What do you do with that?
True, because that's kind of crazy because like especially because February is such a short month. Yeah. We
Yeah,
still have 5 Tuesdays.
it's like it was destined for us to be great.
Yeah.
This month during Black History Month. And then next month, which is also a very special month, is also has 5 Tuesdays. So I'm like, dang, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's true. We got a busy year this year.
So
yeah.
It's starting off that way. It's like, look at that. It's just spread. We can just spread the love.
Agreed.
Intended for this month. Yeah, but that was it mostly. I did. Oh, my car. That was important. I got my windshield fixed yesterday because I had a crack on it since like 20. I'm not gonna say how long, but it's been a long time that I've had a crack in my windshield.
Must have been painful, like driving in the cold, though.
That's what people say. Like, I mean, for me, I didn't notice anything. Like, it didn't like come through. I think the crack was really just on the first layer. Like, it was a really tiny hairline crack, but like it was long. Like, it kind of like went up. And like, it was kind of like it's not like it's subtle, but it's probably more noticeable from the inside than the outside. I should say that. Like, you probably aren't going to notice it really if you're from the outside, unless you're seriously looking at the windshield. But on the inside, you kind of notice because it's like if you have glasses and they're broken, it's like, what's happening? I actually never had my glasses cracked on this end, but I can imagine if you're looking and you're just like, what? Or you look out a window and you notice, wait a second, there's a crack. It's not good. So it was supposed to get it done Saturday, but because of the storm, had to get it done yesterday.
Nice.
And then I had my car like alignment done last week Thursday too. So I feel like I just was knocking out a lot of stuff because I wanted to get my car in good shape for inspection, which you have to do every year. In which low key, high key, I've not gotten re-inspected, so I need to do that like ASAP. So I can do that whenever now. I just have to find a good time after work. But I felt very accomplished. I was like, yes, car stuff taken care of.
Yes.
Other stuff I need to do, various errands. Wine connoisseuring, more a safety hazard. Yeah, like people say, like with the cold, it could crack it more because cold have that effect. This is the second winter again. It's been too long, but winter 2021, I had that crack before, and I guess I survived the whole year. And here we are a year later.
But it's great that you got it fixed though, like before. It became a real issue.
Because if something happened or like really cracked, like the one little hairline crack, fine, it doesn't affect my vision or anything. But like if it started to spiderweb or like collapse, that would have been a huge problem. So it's better safe than sorry.
Yes.
You never know if you're like driving behind somebody and they have like a couch or a chair. Maybe not like because like I feel like a couch could probably hurt anybody. But I guess it depends. Like if it were to just like sort of slide out, if you guys are at a stop and it slid out, it's like it's one issue, but then it'd probably more than likely like just completely destroy your windshield because your windshield is already weak.
Could affect the integrity.
Because like if it wasn't like if the windshield was like still intact and that happened, it's like, oh, now I got probably some dents on my hood or whatever. But that's like minor. But when like the windshield is completely just shattered and cracked and gone, it's like I don't know what the fuck to do now.
Right.
How you're driving and then like birds are just coming into your car and like
oh man.
Like, the spider that you think is like, is that on the inside or on the outside? It's like, it's definitely inside. There's no other choice. Like
Yeah. Oh, it's on the inside. Nope, you can have this car. I'm out. You can have it.
Yeah.
You want to drive? Go for it.
Can't redeem that. So shout out to Allstate. I think a lot of insurances should take care of it, but like you basically just go through the claim process. It's a lot shorter. You just kind of redirects you to the Safe Light, which is the glass repair shop. And so it was free. Everything was free. So I was really happy about that. So that's definitely something that I really could have taken because I thought it was going to be more complicated. I thought it was more restricted, but booking the appointment was very simple. And if I had known that, I would have done that a long time ago.
Yes, please send the link.
Oh, snap.
You can post it here. You can post it on our Discord.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, for anybody who isn't on our Discord, please join our Discord. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
And the more the merrier, of course.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Let me find it. So I can post a link to the Discord so folks be like, what Discord? Like, yes, we do have one.
I didn't even see what Chad wrote. He said like a truck tread came in one of his windshields and it was pre-damaged and it could have killed the shit, man.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're good, that you're safe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry what happened though. That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
You had something wrong?
You said no. Oh my goodness. No, I forgot that I messed around. It took the Discord portion off my web browser, and I actually downloaded it to my laptop. And yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, close. And yeah, I forgot I did that like last week. So, oh, now it's being dumb. Gotcha. Okay. No worries. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
True. Yeah, all those technical issues be popping up or configuration or whatever.
Yes.
I did. Oh, hey.
Yeah. Hi, Alexis.
What is up? I know Alexis, in case.
No, I figured from your face.
Yeah, so in case how's you doing? This is gonna be cool, fun, chill, whatever y'all want it to be. It's a very relatable topic, and a lot of people have a lot of things to say. Actually, though, before in the last of my wrap up, I was gonna mention two things briefly. One was I actually lied. We only have 4 Tuesdays this month, because we have
Tuesdays this week.
4 Tuesdays this week. And it's just one of those weeks. Every day feels like a Tuesday. 4 Tuesdays.
Oh man, that's true.
If it's a leap day, if it was a leap year, we would have 5. But next month will actually be 5.
No, because today the first would be on a Wednesday, so we'd still have 4.
If it was, well, no, because if this year was a leap year, then the 29th would be a Tuesday.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, if it was like a leap year the previous year, then it would like knock things a day forward. But oh yeah, and then I guess news that I don't care that much about, but if we're not going to talk about sports for another month, I should at least mention this now, that the Patriots, and this kind of links to me and you, Al, because the Bucks,
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yeah.
Tampa Bay. So Tom Brady apparently was he wasn't really shady, but like it's what he didn't say that was very shady. He like had some Instagram. He basically announced his retirement this morning, and that's like 22 years. So he's like had a pretty long career because he's relatively old for a quarterbacker, and so.
True, yeah.
He, I guess, did not mention at all a single thing about his fans in Boston or in New England or whatever. Like his post was just like, yeah, Tampa. Like I think he said like I had 20 years of my career in one place. He didn't say by name, and then he started like profusely expressing his praise for Tampa and how they were so welcoming. He didn't expect. The fans were really welcoming. The staff. He listed a lot of the staff members by name. So it's like he did all this for a team he was with for 2 years, but his whole like career that was built, not any mention except vaguely. So I just heard on the radio this morning like a lot of opinions about people were calling into the show. The hosts had their opinions. A lot of people were not happy, though. Some people defended him. So football, I guess that's like current events. And the Super Bowl is coming up because, first weekend of February. So yeah, No, I don't really follow sports like that, but it is relevant for just because of the sports culture up here, at least. I'm sure I'll hear more people I actually know personally talk more about it. But for me, I'm just like, do what you want, Tom. Do what you want.
Right.
So I did send a link on YouTube for the Discord chat. You guys could just ignore that and click on the melanated councils. I don't know why it gave me like a different link. Maybe it goes to the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it generates a new, like every time you hit invite, it generates a new link to the same. It goes to the same place. So new link, same place.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, click on whichever link.
Yeah.
Did I send it correctly, or is it just taking a long time to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. This one right here. That one. Yeah. We'll probably talk about that
Next month.
Next month, yes, because next month is my favorite month out of the whole entire year. March Madness. Oh yeah.
Actually, it's gonna be a fun month.
Oh
March,
yeah.
Like this month is gonna be a lot of fun, but next month is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
We cannot wait. And I don't even follow sports like that.
Yeah, I don't follow sports.
But there is so much potential and so much. Woof. But let me not get too ahead of myself.
Right. So
mood a little bit.
There you go. So as Tony is a masterful wine pourer, we're gonna get into our topic for tonight. Ooh, listen.
I did hear about that.
I did too.
I don't think so.
I did too.
I don't know much about it though, but I did hear about that. I mean, that's how much I just don't pay attention to sports. It's like, that sounds serious, and then I just kept scrolling. It's like, that's something I should care about. Especially like the Dolphins is in Miami, you know. But
yeah, I'm going to read that article a little bit more because there's some truth behind that, and I can understand why he's doing that. And so there's probably some truth to that, but again, I'll read the article and I will post the article in Discord and Barack. If you beat me to it, go for it. Post that article in there so we can have some eyes on it and have that discussion for next month, because that's going to be juicy, especially if you can get all the documentation showcasing that. Oh yeah, that's going to open up a whole can of worms, and I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait.
I honestly didn't even know that there was a manga on like American football.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Ice Shield 21.
Sports manga. Oh, that's gonna have to come up. Sports manga. I know there was like a boxing one that I heard of that was pretty popular, but for the most part, no idea. Like, yeah, I feel like there were some other ones. I can't remember right now what they were, but like there were some sports related ones that were really popular. But
there was a ton. There was the Prince of Tennis.
Yeah, that was a tennis one.
Kuroko's like basketball. There was Free, which was the swimming one. There's the volleyball one.
Yeah, like, that sounds familiar.
Haikyuu or something.
Haikuru.
Something like Haikyuu or something like.
Yeah,
that's really like quite accurate and really good. Hajime no. That's what I was thinking of the boxing one. That's probably what you're thinking.
I'm not sure, maybe there was something about the only reason I know is because there was this really dramatic depiction of the Dempsey roll, which I don't know. I did not know what that was. This is just like was not really big in boxing, but there was this whole thing about Dempsey roll and like the guy was showing me the clip and he was like, well, obviously as dramatic as they're making it, that's not how it happens in real life, but it's a real technique. And the guy did this technique. And of course it was very dramatized, and he overcame the opponent and beat him. If I Google Dempsey Roll anime, I'm sure I'll find it. But Blue Lock.
Is that the name of the anime? Or maybe that's another sports anime?
Blue Lock. It is worth football.
No, Kuroko's 10th. Wow, has it really been?
Wow, really?
It's a manga. Like, I can't imagine the anime being 10 years old though.
Basketball.
But man, but I enjoyed. I never knew how to pronounce Kuroko. Kuroko's basketball. I know, like it in Japanese, like it literally translates to like the basketball that Kuroko plays.
Oh.
He's just like a super good passer. Like he doesn't shoot. He doesn't really do much, but he's just so good at passing the ball.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good, like,
The
twist
Phantom
on that.
Player.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that anime.
Yeah.
Standing back in high school. Yeah, I was not into it.
Oh,
It seemed
Blue
like
Lock?
Blue Lock must have been Blue Lock was, I
it's
guess.
football. It's a soccer game.
Okay.
Man, oh man. Oh, football. That makes sense because it's Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, who's ready to? Sorry, ADD. No, you're good.
No,
You're good. You're good. Because again, believe it or not, the theme for Black History Month 2022 is all about health and wellness. And so everything that everybody's been talking about, it actually does tie in to the theme, the national theme for Black History Month. So it's all about health and wellness. And again, sports, yes, it's all about health and wellness. If we're talking about, of course, Toby got his glass of wine and everything else, that's all about it. And tonight's topic is also coincides with the theme for the month on our channel, which is Black Love. And the topic for tonight, and I thought it was funny, dating made complicated.
I love the name.
Dating made complicated. And so we're going to dive into this topic, dive in about dating and how dating has changed over years, especially now, like how dating is now, and what does that look like now? And if you got some success stories, share them. If you got some unsuccessful stories that you don't want to share, that's cool. But we're here for that. We're here for all the juiciness because there's some other stuff that's been going on that we're going to talk about as the month rolls on. And I believe, and actually we believe, that is worth mentioning, especially when we're talking about health and wellness and love and how sometimes the media exaggerates it a little bit, or how it kind of, I don't know, it just makes it, I want to say unrealistic, but it kind of sets up people for unrealistic expectations, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about that as well and whatnot. So yeah, this month is going to be a fun month in conjunction with Black History Month, in conjunction with everything else that goes on with this month. So we're going to have a fun time. So diving in, dating made complicated. How is that relevant in today's society? Who wants to go first? In chat, you are more than welcome to answer that question as well. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it. Bam.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to get that again.
Yes.
Oh.
I can say a few words. So I think, especially in this day and age, dating has been made complicated because there's a lot of just noise when it comes to dating, and noise meaning like, many dating apps for one. Also, the plethora of venues or avenues that people take to listen to dating advice. There's quite a lot of division between people, like especially, like cisgendered heterosexual, men and women. There's been like just like a lot of division in terms of, I guess, getting the other person to just understand when it comes to like how should I say this? Like, long story short, I feel like we as people, we just suck at communicating. And oftentimes it's just, we second guess ourselves, especially when it comes to like the person that we like or are interested in. So we get kind of, bad at just expressing how we may feel. But there's also like this whole culture of trying to care less. Because, I feel like we've been taught that if you care less, then you're winning. And it's like if you care a lot, then you're simping, which is a new term that I've learned like within the past year or so. And yeah, another thing that makes dating complicated, since I'm sort of on the topic, is these like terms that we fucking like throw out there, and then it just becomes like a thing. For example, like simping, being an alpha male, which as like a developer sounds terrifying, because if something is released as an alpha, that should not be for human consumption at all. Like that shouldn't be, like I should not, like normal people should not be seeing this. It should be like kept in like the main group of developers. It's like, this is an alpha. We gave you a link to test this. Like, why is this out on the main like Google store? Like,
Right.
So there's alpha male. There's what's like high value man, which sounds like a knockoff of Mega Man. But what a high value man is. Actually, I don't even know what it is. I listened to Kevin Samuels today to prepare for this topic, and he kept saying, well, it was a shitty topic, but like I was highly like, I felt kind of hurt, but whatever. Which robot? High value man.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it sounds like one of the bosses Mega Man has to like, it's like the practice boss. It's like how to fight. Well, here's high value man. Or like some, because there are no rules in it. There used to be how to date, and everyone is just vibing them. I see what you're saying. I definitely want to get back to that. But yeah, like there's like different names. Like I tried listening to Kevin Samuels, and he never really explained what a high value man was, at least because he has like hundreds of thousands of videos. So, of course I wasn't going to like search for the first instance of when he defined what a high value man was. But in this video, which was kind of recent, he was saying how he's been noticing that essentially non-Black women have been, I guess, snatching up or taken at these high-value men. He never said what a high-value man was, though, which was really frustrating. But because, like, I'm trying to like pictures, like, who are these men? And it's like, okay, Black women aren't getting them. And he went on to say that Black women oftentimes want a man who's over 6 foot, makes 6 figures, has a college degree. And I'm like, what? I don't know. I've personally never met any of these Black women. I wouldn't be surprised if they exist. Like I'm sure that's sort of the case with a lot of women, because I always hear on dating apps that guys are like, I'm over 6 feet because that matters. So I highly doubt it's just Black women putting like their height requirements, which is a shitty thing. I understand, but anyways, I felt like that shit about Kevin Samuels that I listened to was just highly depressing. Like it didn't. I listened to it. It didn't make me feel good, and it made me feel like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just not listen to you anymore because you don't make me feel good. Anyway, but like, yeah, there's a lot of avenues for dating advice. Like you may see it on TikTok, you may see it on YouTube, on clips on Instagram, and it's what it all does is just sort of make you hate or get frustrated with the opposite sex or like the gender that you're interested in. Like if you're a man interested in a woman or a woman interested in a man. And sort of expect things from other people when that's something that you never should, or just like yeah, but you just like, we have to remember that these people who are giving you dating advice aren't giving you like true dating advice because they want you to join like their Patreon or like buy their merch, or it's all essentially marketing. In fact, Kevin Samuels kept pushing his Patreon, and like the 30-minute video that he posted, like I didn't bother listening to like his 3-hour shit because I don't have 3 hours to give. And, his videos are very, very long, but the fact that he tried to like push his Patreon a lot in just 30 minutes was just sort of like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, essentially what Chad said, the market does decide. But yeah, do you want to say anything, Toby? But I do want to get back to what Barack was saying, though. But if you want to go, Toby, then definitely. Yeah, now it's just all over the place, but y'all know me.
I'm thinking like, because there's a lot of good, like, interesting things you said too. And then just from the top, I'm thinking of like Ron's question, like, okay, how's dating been made complicated? I mean, you had a lot of very valid points. I think because, and Barack, honestly, that summed up a lot of it. There's no expectations, right? Or there's no, not so much expectations, there are no rules. So, I mean, people obviously have different expectations. They have different ideas of what they want, but there's just like not really a ground of communication. So people sort of assume, like, people will have an idea of something in their head. Maybe it's not been communicated. People are just going along with something. It could be physical relationship. It might not be physical, but you're still talking. Everyone loves talking. You're in some kind of talking phase. Things aren't well defined. I mean, sometimes maybe that's what people want. And people just do not want something serious. So then you really tread with caution. But at least you know that you don't want to work towards marriage, relationship, XYZ. Then there's people who don't exactly say that, but they kind of are going along with something that was never defined. And then, lo and behold, someone somewhere is like, oh, wait a second. I thought we were building towards something. Other person, maybe not so much. And then it's like, was the time wasted? Was it just a good experience and it's fine to end? I feel like there's people who like have assumed, oh my gosh, if I can find the memes. But there was something that was like someone said, like, I can't remember how it went, but it was like, I thought I was in a relationship with someone, or someone swore that they were in a relationship with me. Like a year had passed, and then they mentioned something about being in a relationship, and they're like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm gonna actually find this, because when I saw this, I was so flabbergasted. I was like, wait, people are really out here like claiming people that aren't theirs. Oh, I saw that TikTok where it was like, that's not your that's not your ninja. I'll use that for the like that man is not your ninja. He is not your ninja. And it's like people are not knowing. People kind of have an idea in their head of what they think is happening. They assume without really communicating, asking questions. People don't want to ask because maybe it'll break the fantasy. Like you have, of course, that infamous like, so what are we, or what are your intentions? And people don't. Oh, oftentimes men don't like answering that, to be honest. But it could go both ways. People may not like answering that question. Interesting. And so,
hey, you got okay. I agree.
Guess we got fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not getting like 100% clear answer, but I just feel like it's because of the lack of like expectations. Like I remember seeing one tweet that was like, it may have been Instagram, but it was like, even if you're not having a defined ship of some kind, like a defined thing, like, you know, you should still treat people with dignity, respect, grace. And maybe some people will just like treat people, do them dirty, right? Because, well, you're not in some kind of committed relationship. And so I'm involved with you, but you don't really matter. I can treat you any type of way. It leads to, I don't know, people maybe accepting less than what they should deserve.
For sure.
And so there's a lot of complications. I remember another thing I saw on Instagram. This was from the woman perspective, but it was like, you know, when you ask, I guess, men, like if they're dating someone, they're so quick to lie or like say like, no, they're not dating anyone. And now I don't trust you because you're a liar. LOL or something. And so I guess like the idea that you like are talking to multiple people, which is true for a lot of people, but you might not want to admit that because you might seem like, oh yeah, you know, I'm out here talking to all these people. Maybe you're afraid that the person you're talking to, this person in front of you is going to be like, oh, well then I'm out if you're talking to XYZ. But then you end up not being honest with your intentions, right? So people aren't really being honest with their intentions. And then something usually down the line is not sustainable when you're trying to put up a front. I think that's the other thing is people put up a lot of walls. Like you mentioned, Elle, like it's kind of different though for women, like having to kind of have those barriers, but people put up a lot of walls, facades, because you don't want to be hurt. You don't want XYZ. You don't want people to know too much about you. And some of that is like good, like move with, you know, you can move in silence. You can move with some layers of mystery. But it kind of does make things complicated because it's gone are the old days of courting. Like I'm going to go to your parents, ask them, I'm going to court your daughter, XYZ. Even like having like a real I mean, like, yeah, of course there are people who have a real relationship, but a lot of times people will kind of have something like a boo, right? So it might not just be like a fling or a hookup. You might have someone you consider a boo, but they're not dating. And I've heard this so many times, like boo seems to be that sort of place in between.
Would you say it's like a situationship, a boo, or is it?
That might be a good way of putting it. You might have a situationship. Sometimes situationship is below a boo because a boo is still kind of claiming. Like you still claim someone as your boo, even if you don't say boyfriend, girlfriend. There's still that person you're thinking of to call, to like, I don't know, build with. You might be laid up with them. You might be cuffed, whatever. But there is no boyfriend, girlfriend, and so like that's cool. What's going to happen after that? Have you guys talked about that? Like there's certain expectations that and people won't get hurt because whatever that image was in their head might not match whatever is in real life. Things don't end up always being reciprocal. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why things are complicated. The terms don't help. I could talk about like how dating online, I mean, you have to kind of put yourself out there in a way that you might not in real life. And so like, and then there's like other phenomena, like obviously people can ghost, and that can happen just with the phone number, like text and calling, but like you get ghosted. A fun one that I saw is called orbiting, where you basically ghost someone, but you choose to continue to follow them. Literally, you might be the first person to view your story, Snap story or Instagram. I've heard people talk about this, where it's like someone as an ex or whatever. Sometimes even friendships, like good friendships where there was a falling out, they'll still religiously follow you. They won't respond to anything you say. But, and this is not really me, this is actually stories that people have told me.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, this person follows me. They don't talk to me. They don't respond to anything I say. If I see them in person, like let's say you're in college, so you actually see each other frequently, no communication, they don't look at you, but they will watch every move, everything. They want to know things. They will keep tabs on you. It's like you're keeping tabs on people after sort of cutting them off. It's very strange. And so orbiting satellite, whatever you want to call it, that is a thing. I've heard like other terms. It's so funny whenever I see a new one. It's like, oh, you're basically redefining ghosting, but for the modern age. There's the breadcrumbs. I don't know as much about it, but I guess you kind of like after distancing yourself from someone, you sort of like reintroduce yourself back in their life. I will say I'm kind of guilty, except it's not like I cut people off. It's just I might, in general, just distance happens. It might not so much be a romantic thing. It just might be people who it's cool with, and then I'll hit them up out the blue or hey, it's been a while, how have you been? But that actually is, I guess, one of those like I remember seeing like those toxic bingo memes where it's like for guys and girls, it's like here are all these things that you do and it shows you're toxic. And for guys, one of the things I'd be like hits you out of nowhere, like hope you've been well. Like you see those future memes, of course, where it's like all those future memes, and oftentimes it ends with hope you've been well. You don't have to respond or tell your mom, say hi to your mama. Like there are all these things you kind of do. It's like inch your way back in to someone's life that you probably should not be getting back into. That's the whole thing too about the whole toxic relationships. My God. But it's very entertaining sometimes, but it's very like hard to understand why. Like it's like I feel like it's human psychology, but we've as humans never seem to be able to figure ourselves out. So like you think you can do all this research and prepare, but then you deal with real people, real emotions, and then it gets complicated more than it probably should be in theory.
I agree.
I'm gonna check the chat too. Also, what's up, Marcus? Another friend of mine in real life.
Yeah, what Marcus said was really cool. People accept the love they believe they deserve. Like that's for damn certain. It's like I guess sometimes you just don't even know what it is that you actually do deserve because you just don't know. Like for example, with me, like I don't even know if I could say like my parents were like typical Jamaicans, really. Like it was like more of like the shittier spectrum of Jamaicans, not like throwing my mom under the bus. Like I'm not even talking about her. It's mainly my dad, and just my mom just enduring like just the bullshittery of my dad, like barely being a husband. So I didn't quite see that. I'm not saying like the men that I've dated were like shitty, but there was like one guy, and he's kind of like an orbiter. Like I knew he was gonna like pop back up into my life. He actually just did recently. I was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. But like when I was dating him, like I guess it was like a situationship. We weren't ever like anything like defined, but it was just sort of like this weird situationship that we were in for a while. We were like, I guess on a break or what have you, and I went back on dating apps and I met this guy who I'm actually like still friends with to this day. But I went on a date with him, even though I didn't really have like the mental capacity to do so because I was actually in the middle of closing on my home. I was like, I don't even know why I'm on a date with this guy. Like I can't even focus on anything. Like my mortgage broker keeps calling me saying he's gonna take money out of my credit card. Like I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. But I went on this date, and it was just like fantastic. Like it just flowed. Like everything was just fantastic. It was just great. And I was just like, oh man, like what the fuck was I thinking being with this dude? Like the dude before. It was like I was insane. I thought like that's how I felt. It was just because I don't even think like I didn't know. Like I knew that me and, like the shitty dude weren't really going to be anything. It was just convenient. Like we knew each other in college and whatever, but like it was just convenient. And then the guy who I went on a date with, he was just in town. But like, I see him, like occasionally, like he actually lives up in Boston. But but it was just like, like what the hell was I even like thinking? Oh, this is like I like being treated like this, and it was just one fucking date, like it's like, oh, this is great. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? But like it could just be, like sometimes people don't know. Like you don't know what you don't know. Like it's good to just, try and date different kinds of people. Like if you find yourself, like tending to always date, let's say, musicians or something. It's like, well, how about I try dating like a computer programmer or something, or try dating someone who works at a card shop, like a holiday card shop, who might be like a manager there. Let me try dating someone who's like in med school, or someone who likes painting. Like I don't know, like because sometimes like especially like you might just be dating people who are mainly like in your circles, in your interests, but sometimes it's good to just date completely out of your interests. Like let's say you're really into like you usually date gamers, but you also really like art. So maybe like date someone who's also into art, or try to get into like those kinds of spaces and stuff. How would you define a situationship?
And yes, Mish, we did say situationship.
Yes.
I know there's like just shock. I can hear the shock because I don't remember the first time when I heard this, but it's like you are in some kind of like talking, right? So talking is a very common term where it's like, I'm talking to this guy, talking to this girl. We're talking. Like, I don't even know if you could say we're dating, but like we are in some mutual agreement that we like each other to some amount and we want to get to know each other more. And so a situationship might be a step above where you haven't defined something, but like you probably spend more time with this person as if it could be a relationship. May not be 100% exclusive, but it's like sometimes people, it's like maybe more obvious. Like sometimes like when you kind of see people together all the time, or like you might notice that certain people are more active in people's lives, but like there's no defined relationship. Not just like they're private, but like they literally have not defined a relationship. But it's clear that there's affection. People are sort of willing to start doing things that are beyond just friendship, that you would not do for just a friend. And so you kind of have like, it's like a partnership in some, well, okay, partnership might be a strong word. You're in some kind of situation with this person and you're going to ride this situation out until it ends well or it doesn't. Or maybe it does actually progress to the next level where you decide to like, hey, we've been kind of messing around. We've been doing whatever, but we're going to actually maybe have some kind of commitment. Definitely look for people's thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I'd say that what Marcus said and what you were saying too, Toby, are highly accurate. I think what Chad said about dating is completely at odds with the skill of being in a relationship, and I highly agree with that. I think he hit the nail on the head. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Chad is in a relationship. So like he definitely knows his shit. So, but it seems like situationships, boo things, like it. I guess like what Marcus says, it's like, like don't want to be held to the standard of being in a relationship. Like, I don't know, there's just something about like that dreaded R word that nobody really wants. And I think that's just like, I guess they don't really want like the skill or the responsibility of being in a relationship. So hell yeah, 10 years. Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah, so you hopefully dodged a lot of this bullshit. Like dating, like online dating was like new. Like it was like it was like getting to be mainstream. Circumstance.
God dang.
Situations and circumstance.
I don't even know what that is, but okay.
It's like
Happenstance.
like circumstances, like, oh, my holiday party. Can you come? I have a wedding to go to.
No.
Can you come? This is a circumstance.
Yeah.
Having all these levels of shit is part of it too.
And you get married. Stay married. Yeah. Yeah.
One sec, Barack, you mentioned earlier about like there's no rules anymore. What were the rules back then, or what were the rules before? If you could name some, because I'm curious. Yeah, what were you saying, Toby? Sorry.
No. I don't remember if it was like. I think I was just kind of like playing off something like the the relationship is like. I mean, yeah, some people will be in a relationship because they really are trying to get married, but sometimes like you're in a relationship and you have no idea how things are going to end. And in fairness, so I actually have seen a lot of people talk about people about my age. Some are a little younger, some are actually a bit older. And a lot of them were kind of saying that like it's actually very refreshing to date when you don't have to focus on marriage, where you can actually sort of date, go out, have fun, and like you're not kind of explicitly working towards marriage. And like there's very strong opinions about marriage, and oh well, we get into that. Like a good friend of mine who actually might be a guest in a few weeks, I know she talked about how she had some interesting opinions based on like what she's saying that we're not healthy. I think a lot of people have been disillusioned really about what they've seen. You know, there's many healthy, loving marriages, parents, whatever, grandparents, but there's also some things that really were just tolerated, things that maybe were not like actually things you want to really what's the word, resemble, or that you don't want to like, you don't want to carry that when you become an adult and date and get married. And so some people have backed far away from it because they're like, well, if marriage looks like this, you know, maybe it's not even. People feel like I mean, compromise is always going to happen, like Marcus said, but sometimes people feel like you're settling, right? And there are people who are like, I don't want to settle. I just want to kind of like, I want to be able to carry my whole self, my best self, whatever. And so people don't want to go towards marriage. And so some of my friends, and this goes into something you said, Elle, some friends, some people will just kind of say dating is kind of like, it's just a thing, going on dates, getting to know people, not with the goal of being in a relationship. But some people, like, even when they're in a relationship, that's not as a goal to be married. So I feel like maybe we are started getting like more bare bones as time goes on. But what you said, Elle, about like dating maybe different types of people and kind of switching it up. I know that a good friend of mine, she's an engineer, she's Black, just got her PhD. She's super awesome. Nice. And we've been having really good conversations, and she, I guess, used to date people in that kind of field, right? Because hey, like, you're Black, you're a woman, you're an engineer, you're probably going to be around a lot of that. But now she actually said that she realized she likes athletes. Hey,
okay.
And like, and I mean, some of these are like professional ball players or other people who are like pretty like high up there, or just like maybe people who are like like really built. And so it's kind of interesting when you kind of like look outside of what you're used to, what you think that you could get, and maybe just take a risk elsewhere. So maybe some of that's it too. Is it's more like an exploration. You kind of date to get to know yourself, which
for sure
that. It does actually help you a lot because you get to sort of know certain things that maybe you wouldn't have had to really like express. Like, you have family, you're close with them, but that's family. But when it comes to dating, like, this is a whole separate person. You're not related to them. You have, you know, you might set boundaries a bit differently. You can like express things, confide more. And so some people like being able to sort of know more about themselves by dating other people. So like, it's kind of like almost like a mirror. And I mean, I've seen mixed things on that. I know one person on a friend of mine had posted something. She is saying like, if you're dating without knowing yourself, you know, it can really like, it's like dating when you really didn't know yourself was like not going to end well, because how can I expect other people to like me when I don't even really know what I like about myself? And so it's important to have that self-awareness and self-love, and like being like focused on bettering yourself. That's like a super big thing if you really want to enter into a healthy relationship. It's a lifelong journey though, so that's a trap that I fall into, is like, when am I going to get my life together? That's when I can go date. But at that rate, it'll be like one eternity later and you're still self-improving. So at some point you do take the plunge, but like some people have mixed opinions on whether it's a good idea to date as a way of sort of growing, or if it's just good to be working on yourself first and foremost before you decide I'm going to date. Anyways.
No, true. No, you made a lot of great points, like especially when your friend said, like you have to get to know yourself, because like how are you going to expect somebody to like you when you don't know what you even like about yourself? That kind of reminded me of I think I've mentioned this Incubus verse. Like, it's like, if I hadn't made me, I would have been made somehow. If I hadn't assembled myself, I'd fallen apart by now. And it's pretty true, because I feel like when you're not like strong and like understanding and like you love and you're like, like strong with yourself, like I feel like it's like when you are, it feels like you have like body armor on you. And people are cruel, intentionally and unintentionally. So a lot of people will kind of, when I say be out there to hurt you, it's not always intentionally, but people are hurtful. So, there will be instances where, like shit feels like an attack and you don't know how to take it. It's because you don't even know much about XYZ, or you just like don't even know if you like this thing or not, or you may feel like you're supposed to, but that's like that person sort of in a way overstepping your boundaries and slightly like tearing you apart. Or there could be something that's like I don't even like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a sexual venture. It could just be like, I don't know, going to like monster trucks or something, and like the person you're dating goes to monster trucks like like every Wednesday night, and Wednesdays are like your only free night, and you're like, why am I just wasting my life going to like these monster truck rallies when I don't even like this? But you're too afraid to even say anything, so you're essentially like wasting your life because you can't stand up for yourself, and you're now doubting this relationship with this person because now you don't know if you can really support them in the way that even like the way you think they need to be supported, because they probably don't care if you're there whether or not. Like, it's like they could probably go to the monster truck thing by themselves. They probably feel like they're taking you because you haven't said anything. So, like in terms of like putting on body armor, it could just be like just expressing something just simple as like, hey, I don't think I like monster trucks as much as I thought I would. Like, do you have any other friends you'd want to go with? Or, I'd rather just stay home. But, sometimes people might feel reluctant to even express things like that because they're afraid that like they're going to leave them. Or it's like, oh, they're not going to like me anymore because I don't like monster trucks. And it's like, no, they also like painting, and they also like, I don't know, movies. So monster truck relationship.
Oh God.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's go, Manish.
Truck.
Also, the monster truck thing wasn't like a personal thing. Like, it was just something that just popped up in my head. It's like, what is something that's like random that like could be like a turn off, but you don't want it. But yeah. So yeah, just try to, figure yourself out and make yourself before you're made somehow, because somebody will make you. So you gotta make yourself, or else you will fall apart.
Agreed.
Boom.
Definitely agreed. Definitely agreed.
Yeah.
I say like that reminds me of like the whole some men will be like looking constantly for younger women. I remember like one guy was like he dates younger women because like older women are set in their ways. I'm trying to have like a young queen that can like build my empire with me or something. You rolled your Yo, I know. I can just see the cringe because it's like I remember that guy was torn apart. I wish I can remember where I saw that. Probably Instagram, but like that guy was definitely torn apart because it basically brought up the idea of grooming, right? You might be trying to like build someone up in the image that you want them, and so like it's easy to kind of find someone who's a bit vulnerable. They're still learning, and like you kind of shape them into whatever. I mean, they're still their own person, but like that grooming usually has a negative connotation, right? Like
For sure, because it's the same thing as pretty much like what I was just saying. Like this man is essentially making this young woman, and that's that. I feel like that's just very well. It is just very unfair to her because like I've been thinking of like who I was in like my early 20s, not even like teenager, like early 20s. Like I am legally an adult, early 20s. But I was an idiot, like I thought that I, may have like, had like some like several brain cells, like I thought I was, I figured things out and I had it together. But, like when I think back, I'm like, oh no, there was just like a lot that a lot of like in-depth understanding of things that I just didn't know. And like, and I feel like every girl feels this way when like, because we grow up learn like knowing like, oh, girls mature faster than boys, girls mature faster than boys, girls mature faster than boys, etc. and so forth. So it almost seems natural for girls to want to date older guys. And that's usually who I was attracted to. Nothing crazy. It would be like maybe like 3 years older than me. But like, especially like after like college, especially like, I'd like go do like online dating and I'd be like, no, I don't want to date anybody who's my age at 22 or whatever. I want to date someone who's like 25, 26, like I'm sure, and I got a degree, I got a job, like I know what I'm doing. And then like you start talking to and trying to date older guys and then you realize like, oh, they're not that much mature. And then, I could never forget one day I was driving home because, I bought my home when I was 24. So I was driving home to the fucking house well, not house, but like the home that I own. And I was just thinking like, oh man, I should try to date older guys. Older guys are mature. And then I stopped myself and I was like, wait a second. I graduated college. I own a home, own a car, and I'm still trying to like, I guess, make an excuse in a way to be like, oh, I should date older guys. It's like, wait a second, no. I'm not saying that every guy should just be a homeowner. Like, I know I'm a rare ass fucking case. Like, I'm not expecting that. I'm not like, I understand if you like live with your parents, like that's understandable. But I guess it was just like the level of maturity, the level of like intellect that I was, just desperately seeking that I just couldn't find. And I sort of just realized that like, I don't know how long I'm supposed to just let this assumption that, the whole quote unquote boys will be boys type of thing just ride. Because, I need like somebody who's intellectually stimulating and, it just seemed like a lot of the stuff was just, a lot of these guys were just like immature. So I was like, I got to just find somebody who's on the same page as me. Yeah. Or the same stage of life too. And hopefully just write it out. So, like I don't mind dating younger guys. like what I find funny is like now that I'm 30, I've been noticing like a lot of guys on Hinge start trying to like me and they're like 25 years old. And it's sort of funny because one of my like one of my friends who like owns like this restaurant around the corner from me, older gentleman, he's like in his 50s. You know, like he said like, oh, you know, when you turn 30, like you're going like it's gonna be like the best time of your life, you know, like you're gonna get a lot of guys. I'm like, when I'm 30, it's like I thought 30 was like quote unquote too old and this and that and blah blah blah. But 30 is kind of like that magical age, and I feel like it's more so with men too, but it is the case with women as well. 30 is like that sort of like that magical age where like you're old enough to seem like, because you're most likely going to be like kind of put together at this point, you know, you're going to pretty much have like your own place, like a pretty stable job, you know, like ideally, and like, you know, pretty much put together. You're not going to be like running with the girls or with the boys, you know, you're not going to be out doing like quote unquote like young 20s things, you know. So like you have like that level of maturity, but you're also not like old. So like you're young enough to be considered like mature and all that, but you're old enough to, I mean, like you're young enough to like still like be fun and everything, but you're old enough to like, you know, like be stable and like stuff like that. And I feel like that's sort of the same case like when guys try to date older women, because they're like, oh, you know, she must have it together. She's not dating me in hopes of as a bank account or as, you know, like, you know, what have you, or she's just wanting to date me for me. And they probably had the same assumptions that I did when I was their age about like older people are just more mature. And like, that's not always the case. Like I like to think that I'm mature, but you know, so they probably have like that same sort of thought too. And also like older men, even I've yet to date a man in his 40s yet. Like I wouldn't be like totally opposed to it as I was before, because now you start to realize like, oh, you know, like 40 is not that old. Like he's more likely to have like a kid, but like at least the kid will probably be like at least self-sufficient to an extent. So that's good. You know, it's like I won't be like, you know, holding the little kid, or like the kid's not going to be in diapers. The kid's most likely going to be like in middle school. So it's like, all right, this kid can pretty much like, you know, get ready for school by themselves. And, you know, it's like, okay, I wouldn't really have to do much. And I'm not going to be his mom. So it doesn't really like matter as much. So that's like a cool aspect of, you know, being 30. But yeah, I feel like I kind of just went on a random rant. Can I?
Nope. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
I know that Alexis said like, I was told if the older guy can't find anyone to date their age and search for younger women, there's a reason. Yeah, that's true. There's a reason for that. People are looking for love today, which is an emotion. Emotions are fleeting. Uncle Blue and I say it was about alignment at first, but then love came. True. They say that arranged marriages tend to like last longer and be like the most stable. I mean, like I read that years ago once, so you know, don't quite quote me on that. But I guess it's because like, all right, they didn't really have a choice. It's like, all right, I have to be with this person for the rest of our lives. So like, let's make the most of it. And then they're just sort of forced to. And sometimes it doesn't sound like a bad idea. It's like, oh, because that's sort of, and like, of course, there's like pros and cons. Like, there's a lot of cons, but the pros are, it's like, oh, okay, now I don't have to like find this person. This is done. You just have to like hope that this person's attractive and they find you attractive. And it's like, okay, at least there's that. You know, it's like I don't really want to be like waking up every day next to like some Uggo, you know. That didn't have this. No, but like it's like okay, at least I have that.
Hey, Mike.
Very true. I think when you make peace with the fact that love is a decision, not a feeling, half of our problems will be solved. True, because
Yeah.
like when it comes to relationships and marriage, it's like you have to choose this person every day. But that's very true. Someone dating a 40-year-old guy with a is someone dating a 40-year-old guy with a teenager? No, I am not. That's what you're asking, Mark? No.
I hope not. That's kind of weird. I mean, they're just, especially a teenager.
Not really. If 40 minus 15 is what, like 25 or something?
Yeah, like 25 years.
Yeah. I mean, you have a teenager.
Yeah, he's 14.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just weird because again, it's weird. It really is because even when I was 14, like I would have like 30-year-old women, 35-year-old women, maybe 40-year-old women come and hit on me, and then my brother too. We were just really close in age, and so they would hit on the both of us. But we're just kind of like, dude, you're about the same age as my mom. Like,
no, it's not dating a teenage. It's like dating someone who has a teenage son or a teenage child.
is someone dating a 40-year-old with a teenager? Oh, in that aspect,
Yeah, that's what he meant. Like, yeah, no,
okay.
I'm not dating a 40-year-old man who has a teenage kid.
I need to go to bed. It's been a long week.
I was like, what? Like, no.
Okay.
But
oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, honestly, like those older women who are hitting on you, that is massively fucked up, and it's oftentimes an overlooked issue, especially the Black community.
Yes.
Like it's very fucking like it's bad. It's terrible. It's tragic.
Yeah.
Because a lot of young Black boys get taken advantage of sexually by older women, and that oftentimes gets swept under the rug because it's like, oh, it's a, he's a boy, he must like it. So absolutely not. Like that shit happens a lot in the Black community. It happens a lot in Jamaica too.
Hold on. To answer Mark's question, I was in Dearborn, Michigan. Like right outside of Detroit. Right outside of Detroit. And it was weird because, again, me and my brother, we were there just visiting my mom. She was doing something with her friends. And we're like, okay, spent the night at the hotel. We were just walking around, went to the mall, hung out at the mall, left the mall. And the security guard said, hey, you need to leave this place. You need to go somewhere. Like, we're not from here. We're just here visiting. So we don't know. We didn't realize you guys had a curfew. It's like, oh, yeah, we do have a curfew because we're trying to limit the crime. So we leave the mall, go to the A&W root beer station, and me and my brother were just sitting around chilling, talking. One of the workers came up. She's like, hey, are you guys from here? We're like, no, we're just out of town. We're just visiting. They're like, oh, well, you might want to start leaving because this place is going to get packed real quick. We're like, okay. And like within a matter of moments of that person saying that, it seemed like everybody came to the same A&W root beer station. So we left, went to the hotel, and we're walking. And like I said, these older women came up like, hey, y'all look good. We're like, thank you. And we were looking, we're like, you guys about the same age as my mama and our auntie. And they're like, that's just weird. Just very, very weird. So I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, we're leaving and whatnot. And yeah, we went to the hotel room and closed the door. We're like, that was weird. That was very weird. But yeah, to this point that you were saying, like, yeah, with Some dating a 4-year-old guy with a teenager. Yeah, most teenagers are self-sufficient. Most of them are.
For sure. Yeah.
Most of them are. I'm gonna leave it at that. Kids raise the stakes. I feel like throwing.
True. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's like if this hypothetical guy has a kid. You know, it's like, okay, I'd be like more, it's like, okay, at least the kid is a teenager and is self-sufficient in this hypothetical ass scenario. Like if the kid like 5, then it's like, I don't know, like that will probably I have to rely on, like they might rely on me to like take the kid to school or some shit. It's like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. You know? But it's like, oh, okay, this kid is 14, probably like rides his bike to school or something, or maybe 16 and drives. It's like, okay, they're pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah.
True. You know, I was actually listening to Andrew Yang's podcast. He had an episode out, like Trouble with Men and Boys. It was something recent.
Yes.
Something. Very great episode. Everyone should definitely listen.
Yes.
And
go ahead.
And he mentioned how, like, men who aren't married die like 7 to 8 years sooner than men who are. However, women who aren't married die around the same age as women that are married. So women getting married makes no difference in how long we live. But you know, the length of a man's life is contingent on whether or not he is married. So I don't know what the hell is with all this high value men and like y'all being the prize. It's like, all right, well, like y'all need us to live longer. I'd say we're the prize. So I'm kidding. Not kidding.
Not kidding. There was something about that just struck me. So I do remember seeing a statistic like that somewhere. I don't think I saw it from his clip, but I do remember seeing something like that. But also, because, you know, the math, I got to bring out the math and the nerdness. This is basically game theory then. It's like, what incentive the woman don't have any, like you move, whatever direction you move, nothing gets to change. But men, you have a clear method of one direction to go. It's like the prisoner's dilemma or any other game theory. It's like, what move should I make? What move should you make? Clearly, it seems like the most optimal move for a man is to always get married. Women, do what you want, honestly. I can do a little 2x2 matrix and call it a game. Call it a game.
That is funny though. It's like, it's like, men, we don't need women. But I was like, yeah, it seems like you do though. Like that's if you want to live, you know, longer. Like,
follow me if you want to live.
Like, yeah, exactly. Fall in love with me if you want to live. What Mark said is like that men aren't cooking. And Chad said, purely explainable with diet. To be honest, single dude diet is just different. And like Yang does Yang kind of got into it. I don't know if he really said about diet, but diet for sure is something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, because it's, you know, like I've been cooking more since I've been like, you know, like seeing a trainer and, you know, trying to like get fit and whatnot. So, and like cooking is actually like pretty fun. Like I don't want to sound like I've never cooked before because that's going to upset my Jamaican ancestors. Like I cook. I know how to freaking cook. I just didn't cook often because I was just, you know, like living alone and, you know, what have you. And it's like, well, when you live alone, it's kind of hard to like make food for yourself because you could literally just eat like, I don't know, like put cream cheese on bread and then that's dinner. So you're just like making food for yourself, or you just have like a bowl of cereal. But like since I've been like actually cooking and preparing meals, it's actually been pretty fun because, you know, salmon tastes better than, you know, bread on toast. So, you know, like I've been like cooking more, and I remember Like I had like a guy friend from college come, visit me and blah blah blah. And I had food. It wasn't supposed to be for him, but like I just had enough for him and I'm like, well, I can't just eat and he not. So let me just give him some of this food. I was happy that he liked it, but I was like low key upset because it was salmon and salmon was expensive, but whatever. And like he deserved it. He came all this way. And like, I feel stingy, but I'm kidding. But it was cool. Like it's like okay, but I felt sort of like it's like don't expect this because I'm a woman. Like of course I didn't explicitly say that, but I was like low key thinking that it's like don't just assume I just have food all the time because I rarely have food. Like you're just lucky you happen to come over and I had food. But I don't know, like to really just like kind of because like when you're like dating somebody you tend to just like kind of like go out to eat, but I've never really had at least like in this stage of my life because like my mom was living with me for like 2.5 years and all that, so like I've yet to really have like in this stage of my life just to have just like someone to cook for. Like I did for like my siblings and stuff like that, like after school, like when we're all in grade school. But like it's not like my roommates we really like had like it's like we were like made dinners. I don't know why actually. Like we got along extraordinarily well. I don't know why we never like made like dinners. But anyway, I should message them. I should text them like, yo, how come we just never made dinners? We gotta get together and like have a dinner. Like, like they're all like over the place. I was like, we gotta get together and make a dinner. We never, but like, I don't know, just like the thought of making it. This is gonna sound really fucking weird, but whatever. I'll talk to my therapist about it later. Like, just like the thought of like him relying on me to just like make dinner. I'm like, I don't know. Like why do we make it together? We gotta be cooking together, yo. Like, like it can't just be me all the time. Like if it's just me all the time, we're fighting. It's like
she gonna put them hands on you.
Exactly. It's like not like we're fighting. It's like we're fighting. It's like I was like, oh, you expected me to cook? You just sitting on the couch? I came home after you. Is you just hungry?
Wow. Okay. All right, fellas. Step the cookie game up. If you haven't done so already.
Yeah. What did you say, Ron?
I said, fellas, you gotta step up the cookie game if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, at least start something.
Hey, there you go. Just saying.
Yeah, but that who knows? I might change to be like an ideal high value woman, as the internet fuckboys say, and I guess just like be cooking for just be like a housewife. And like this is just me personally. I guess I probably just have some sort of bullshit with like my parentage, like just seeing how like my dad would barely do anything, my mom did everything. So it's like I sure as shit will not be doing that in my marriage. But honestly, what Mark said, like we do need to escape our ancestors. And Mark and I are both Jamaican, and it's hella true. It's like, oh man, like the weird ass expectations they expect out of us. I could never forget like my aunt's cousin or something. I only met this lady one time, and she asked me, it's like, oh, can you cook? I was like, yeah, I can cook. I was like, can you cook? Like, I forgot what she was like, jerk chicken. I was like, yeah, of course. Jerk chicken is actually mad easy, low key, but don't let anybody tell you I said that. Like, can you do that? I was like, can you cook oxtail? I was like, no, actually, I don't know how to cook oxtail. I was like, oh, so you're not a real Jamaican woman then? I was like,
what?
I was like, lady, I just met you. You just,
the disrespect.
Like you're just questioning my Jamaicanness right now. Man, that was years ago too. Probably was probably almost 10 years ago. I could never forget. I was like, man. And to this day, I still don't know how to cook ox. I mean, I do. It's not that hard, and we have the internet, so I'll be able to figure it. I do want to cook oxtail though. I have to get some oxtail because that's like my favorite food.
There you go.
But yeah. So I'll let y'all know. I'll try to maybe do this by the end of the month. Try to get my ass to cook some oxtail. Our expectations of marriage there. But man, like, yo, lady, just because I don't know how to cook oxtail yet doesn't make me. It's like I'm not a real Jamaican woman. I was like, oh. Yeah.
Yeah, there are two things that you said too that really hit me. One, and it is a much broader conversation about like the whole gender role, which is I think where
that's probably where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that's the worst sometimes. It's like I couldn't even tell from the way that you're looking at me, the way you said something, you just ripped my life apart. Okay.
I know, right? It's like I just met you, lady. I never met her again. And she just ruined my life.
Oh no.
Sadness.
Ooh,
That's
nice. Ooh, I
That's
gotta try
dope.
it. But I didn't see what Alexis said, but she's like that I'm glad that you understand me, Alexis. Yeah, right. I would just get mad. Like, no, same. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
I can't too. Dang.
and I know that we were about to go into gender roles. Like another thing that, that I do, that's like gender role is just like I go into like family functions or family events and like they expect me to clean up after everyone because I'm a woman. So if I like, if everything's like sort of finishing and winding up and like I only see women like cleaning up, I start to clean up too and just glare daggers at men. It's like they're just like chilling, just expected to like not do anything. It's like, oh yeah, let us sweep and mop. Like y'all asses didn't work at McDonald's and fast food too. Like y'all motherfuckers know how to clean. Come clean. How about? So it's like I'm just like picking up your plates, like, yeah. No, I'm good.
Y'all.
I must be built different. I must be built all kinds of different. Oh, I must be built all kinds of different.
But FYI, fellas, if you want to impress women and you're like at like a function like that where they're serving food, definitely help clean up because every woman's gonna notice that. And it's just like, oh, okay. He notices when things are dirty. Like, you'd be surprised. One of my friends, real talk on Facebook, she I don't know how long she's been with her husband, but I know like their oldest son must be like 9 or so. But she took a picture of his crumpled up boarding pass that was thrown next to like, I guess his sink. They must have like the double sink, like in the vanity. So he had like a crumpled up boarding pass, and she took a picture of it and said, "I've been tempted to throw this out, but I haven't. It's been sitting there for 5 days, and he sees this every day." And it's like, I understand that somewhat, where it's like, because I'm not a neat freak whatsoever. Like, I literally cleaned up before coming on just because, you probably wouldn't have been able to see a lot of the shit. But, like, I cleaned up just, like, a little bit just to be, like, decent. And also, we're, like, talking about dating, and I'm a woman. So it's like, yeah, I gotta be blah, blah, blah. But, thank the MacBook for smoothing out my face. But, like...
Score award for technology.
Yeah, thanks MacBook for,
This is why Apple's $1 trillion company.
Right. Yeah. No.
We're $3 trillion now.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Thank you, Alexis. It's so sad. Like, why are we impressed by the most basic things? It's like he put on jeans and a shirt that fits him.
Be right back getting my multi-purpose spray. I'm just gonna start keeping that in the corner. Oh look, I have all natural plant-based cleaners. Yo,
You
Oh,
should though.
the
Like
way
that would,
that I'm about to go hard this year.
like dude, like if you like, oh, like if you start streaming from your bathroom and your bathroom has a trash can in it, oh my goodness, the panties will be flying off. So I am not even lying.
What kind of standards are we at? What do you mean for the? When have I ever not had a trash can in my bathroom, yo? Yeah. Even if I don't have one in my room, which often I'll admit I do not always have a personal trash can in my bedroom. I have to have it in the bathroom, and I have to have one in the kitchen. Like that's like non-negotiable.
Yeah, like no, I got opinions on the best. Like, ooh, Chad, tell me more. I was actually just looking up all-purpose cleaners the other day on Amazon just to see like some different kinds. Anyway, but it's true. Like we are like just like it's just like the little things that I guess get kind of swept under the rug. You know how I don't know if you well like from a woman's perspective who dates men, like I always notice men put like, oh, I like it when girls are into like anime and video games, blah blah blah. I'm into anime. They never really say things that like would turn a woman on. Like I gotta get Hey, Mish, you gotta give me some tips on makeup applying because I am very bare bones. If like I never wear makeup, honestly, like only for like special occasions. But whatever. Well, so I'm kind of happy about this, but like also not because it's like whose face is this? Apple was just like, we got you. It's like, thanks. So you need to look like this. But yeah, like men would always like put stuff like that, like kind of like this is what I like. But like I feel like with dating apps and like profiles, you kind of have to like put things that like, hey, I do genuinely like this, but I know that a guy may like this too. And I feel like men don't really do that. Like they never really say like, hey, I'm into Grey's Anatomy. Or like if he's just genuinely into Grey's Anatomy, like don't lie. Or if he's like genuinely into cooking, like mention that you're into cooking. I mean, like there are guys that do that, but that I don't really feel like there's that many profiles where men are just sort of saying things that like, I guess in a way like in touch with his feminine side, but like I feel like motherfuckers should know how to cook and clean though. Like at least know how to make like 3 meals, and all of them can include pasta. I'm not trying to be like that like that strict. It's like I can understand if you don't know how to like make risotto or like or like make like I don't know, like Jamaican rice and beans, or it's technically rice and peas, but they don't include peas, it's actually beans.
I got you. Oh, trust me, I'm hip.
Okay, nice. It's like at least know how to make. I'm not even saying that. It's just like know how to make chicken, a steak, fish, or like even like salmon, like which is like so easy to make. Like I make it all the time, and it's also just fantastic for you. But it's like so quick to make, and it tastes so good and so good for you. It's like just know how to do that. Be okay with fucking up. It's a learning process, but at least know how to feed yourself. God damn.
Facts.
Include not knowing. Yeah. No, you're right, Michael. Like somewhere, I felt like it was Reddit or something. They said that it's like certain skills are considered feminine until you get paid for it. So like a man knowing how to cook is feminine, but if he's a chef, then that's masculine. A man who goes to like like ceramics classes and like, you know, does like makes pots, that's feminine. But if he's like a pottery maker, or if he teaches the class, then that's masculine. You know, because he's now earning money for it. I know.
My head hurts
I know.
already.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to survive. I will survive. I have no place but to. But go ahead, Toby.
No, sorry. No, I did not mean to cut off your thought. I just remember
Yes, thank you, Jed.
you said. Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Sewing.
A lot of the things that were considered crafts, like trades, like there are all these type, like the artisan, right? The people who made the arts and crafts. You have the art, like men had all these prominent roles way back BC, and a lot of those things are seen as feminine if you kind of think of them as hobbies. But like, where was that energy when like you had the artisan, you had the tailor, you had the whatever. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, I never actually thought about that some of those hobbies were seen like that. Because for me, cooking takes a lot of energy. I get really lazy, but like when I get into it, I really get into it. Like I cook 2 nights in a row, Saturday, Sunday.
Nice.
Basic fried rice, but like I made my own homemade teriyaki sauce for one of them. Messed around with some sesame oil. I just was trying to play around, and I was like, "Yo, this is dope." No one can say anything different. Like I'm a chef out here, and I'm not gonna like pretend that it's like, or I wouldn't like try to like shy away from that. It's I feel like it's nice because people are like, oh, you can cook, but I have noticed like, you know, I'm not gonna say that it's nearly as bad as like the pressure that you've gotten, but like I have had some friends, particularly friends of mine who are like immigrants, especially like African, and like female friends of mine, and when I'm like, well, I was born here, and I mean, there are people who are born here who know how to cook traditional food, but just for me, it wasn't explicitly taught, or I didn't explicitly seek it out. So I'm like, yeah, I can't really cook Nigerian food like that. Like, okay, I really can't at all. Like, I shouldn't lie. Like, I really can't. Like, I wish I could say that I could cook something. Like, I probably could fry plantain if I had to, but like in general, I've not cooked the food.
You can fry that. That's very easy.
Yeah.
I haven't made that in a long time. Like Jamaicans, we call it plantain. So it's always like it always hurts the ear when people say plantain, which is
so I don't
literally
like
the rest of the planet. So,
I feel like I don't say it either way because I grew up saying plantain because my family, half of them were born in French, and I guess that's part of that accent. So plantain, like it just kind of like I always knew it was plantain. I thought that was how Africans said it. It wasn't until like within the last 3, maybe 4 years that I've even heard this whole plantain thing versus plantain. Plantain always sounded very wrong to me. It sounded like the most, I'm sorry, but it sounded like the whitest possible pronunciation of saying it. And I was like, nah, this is not it. And so I was like, we're not saying plantain. But then I realized like even within like the Black community, there was disagreement. Like obviously, yeah, the Caribbeans, maybe like if you're Afro-Latino, like people who really cook it in those hemispheres, y'all will say plantain. But when I say plantain, I'm like, dang, no one really says it like this. Maybe I should just start normalizing that, and I'm gonna force the rest of like society to adopt plantain. Anyway, I can't completely remember where I went with some of that conversation, but like I think I was
like I like more traditional Nigerian foods, like, and I said that you can definitely fry it. It just takes not like a lot of oil, just like an uncomfortable amount of oil.
Yeah, you're deep frying basically, and like
essentially, yeah.
I did just buy an air fryer, funny enough. Take note, ladies. I'm about to be out here frying. No, but I got an air fryer that, funny enough, it said that it was going to arrive in like March. I was like, Amazon, like you're giving me a month plus delivery. And then it arrived the next day. And that was before the snowstorm. I was like, what? So, and it was like mad cheap. It was like super.
They're like, oh no, this snowstorm is coming. He needs to fry things right now.
I need this right now. Yo. So I'm like thinking like there's a lot of healthy, like you can make things like it's not going to taste the same as like that really traditional way where you deep fry it in the oil, but you can still put on whatever spices and seasonings you need to make it taste the way that it needs to. But the reason why I mentioned the cooking traditional food was because I know some female friends will like rag on me and be like, oh, you can't, like you're Nigerian and like you can't cook these African foods. And I'm like, sorry, I grew up cooking. I feel like we in our house even got away with eating a lot of like just like frozen food, or like if we were getting home cooked food, it was our parents doing it. If me and my brother or siblings would cook, mostly me and my brother would make spaghetti, and then me and my brother would experiment with fried rice. And so I feel like I just kind of got away with not having to cook traditional food, and so I've cooked food from like everywhere else except the continent. Asian food is probably like my go-to just because it can be very easy to fry stuff up. And Italian food, I guess, is okay, but I'm not going to pretend that I do justice with the way that they really would do it. And South American food too, where I've made like empanadas and some other stuff, but nowhere near an expert on that. And that's been some years. So I feel like I get a little
actually like tried it and attempted it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to the meal kits. So those meal kits, I was like, yo, I was like, y'all are actually like, I was impressed with some of like the ingredients that the meal kits would ship you. For some of the higher end ones, I'm like, what's a bok choy and a scallion? I never knew what a scallion was. I don't know how it went in my life without eating scallions, because those things.
I'm sure you have.
I probably have, but
like fried rice for sure. It's also called green onion.
Oh yeah, yes. So green onion, I had heard that term, but in our house, I just don't remember seeing people cooking with it. So like, it was cool to be able to get like more of that experience. But I don't cook for myself as a regular thing, because I've been able to sort of like finesse other ways of getting food. Low key, anyway, that's a whole thing. Yo, that's a conversation. But like last year, as two of you have probably seen some of my the observers of the stream, I would have like a lot of friends over sometimes, helping out with pool. And so I might have people in the background. Oftentimes that's female friends. And sometimes they would like to cook. And hey, that's what's up. They would cook their meals. A lot of them were African, Caribbean. So they would just be like a variety of foods. And it was super cool. And my joke was like, yo, I feel like I'm crowdsourcing girlfriends right now. I'm crowdsourcing like female partners because I'm sorry, but I have to finish this one and it's not like I'm the only one who said it. Like other people were kind of like, yo, you don't even need a girlfriend or a wife though, because you have us and we're just like cooking. And so like,
I mean, like you still need that though.
And obviously there's many things that come with a relationship that would not be
unless like you just have a harem and we don't like. I wouldn't be surprised if you had a harem though.
You wouldn't be surprised.
Because sometimes you just see like your like your lady friends just like in the background, and I'm like, okay,
just walking,
right?
Okay,
yeah, I'm dead, yo. No, definitely no harem. That element was definitely missing. We were not out here. I was not out here with that consummating. What's the word? Consummate? Yeah, consummation. We were not out here fornicating. It was just good vibes. But like, that's a thing that kind of goes back to like, maybe people don't want to commit because there's a lot of responsibility. But if you can get some individual thing, like some guys do have female friends who are willing to help and cook for them. And sometimes it is just friendship, but then sometimes you have like a situation where it's like you're getting food from this person, you're getting possibly sex or other benefits. Chef zoned. I'm dead, yeah. Wait, what's that related to? Golden tablets in the compound.
I feel like it's like a harvest. Well, no, like I don't know.
Wait, is this a Moses reference?
I thought of tablets too, but I was like, that's stone though.
And was it
Mormonism?
Oh my goodness, that's weird. You start like a cult. You're gonna be a cult leader.
Oh yeah, no, that's kind of how. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the kind of basic premise of being a Mormon, and I think the founder had like some golden tablets and write down all the do's and the don'ts on there, like their version of the Ten Commandments. But yeah.
Oh, right. That's true.
So yeah, I saw that. That's why I started laughing because he's just like more. I don't know. It just kind of happened. I think it helped that like I don't know. I mean, I'm not. Am I spilling all the secrets? You got a spot. You have amenities. People provide libations and beverages, which you can infer, and you'll have a good time. And people will be. I mean, I don't know. Like, I really can't write a how-to guide because I didn't planning. I just felt like a lot of people really enjoy cooking, right? So
you just got them together. They all just have to be women.
yeah, I mean, people would literally like be like, "Yo, can we come over and cook?" And I'm like, "Say less." I'm not gonna say that.
When you say amenities, is it like your apartment amenities or just like in your like apartment unit?
Apartment, but you could make your room like a type of cool, like a pad, like if you really wanted to like pimp it out with like billiard type stuff. I mean, that's a lot, but you could bring stuff into your room.
Yeah.
But more like apartment. Like if you have in my case, we have a pool, but my old place used to have like a fire pit. I never used it. I never used the grill, but like you have that kind of stuff, game rooms, all that, you know.
Hold on, is he gonna do it again? Is he gonna do it again? Chad, is he gonna do it again, Chad?
I'm dead.
Yeah, there he goes.
Now you need is like a robe.
A robe, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a cigar, maybe.
Y'all have these weird situationship. Yo.
I brought you women to cook for you.
Yo, this is amazing. Yo, actually, I'm about to get myself in trouble because I'm going to post this on my socials.
This right here. That right there.
Like, you're only a high value woman if you cook for Toby. Like, you have to join the Patreon to learn.
Oh man, this is hilarious.
Women that just cook for you. I can't get over Mark's comment.
Yeah.
I guess Mark, you have to like invite people over to your house. Like I used to have like this guy would like cook for me. I mean, like initially he wanted to date me, but then like when he came over and like cooked at my place, it was weird because like he was kind of, I guess, like out of a relationship, and he was saying like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, I'm over her, blah blah blah. And I was never like really into him, but it was just like, all right, you can like, at least you're cooking for me, that's cool. And then like he ended up just like marrying the girl that he was complaining about. I was like, well, you're literally just over my place and cooking for me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yo,
this one here.
When they see this,
I'm dead. I mean, this isn't a regular thing. Like since I can't remember, a few months now, probably November. But like, so I'm not really like I'm not messing up. At this point, I'm like, I'm good. I can spill my secrets and I guess create a Patreon. Y'all can follow me for more. Yeah, it's situationships are interesting. I mean, like I would not consider any of that situationship. It was just kind of like happenstance and friends, but like it is interesting. Like the kind of things that you can like do or get from people and you're not like dating. I mean, like a lot of people, I don't know, I guess it's just like a different age now. And like some of it's just community based too. No, like the friends I have in the chat are all people I know from not like within Massachusetts. I actually don't know if any of someone probably is streaming and lurking somewhere, but yeah. Separate set of friends. But yeah, I don't know. Don't take my advice on these happenstance. I had to find something that was not a second. Also, that's cool. I didn't know that you were Jamaican before. And I meant to ask Barack, because you mentioned oxtail. Are you also Jamaican or Caribbean American?
Right, yeah, true. I mean, the last name Giles could possibly be. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool that you. I mean, like, I guess you just like created the space, and like all the people who came to show up and cook all happen to just be women. Like I have a guy friend who like would just be like, "Hey, I'm making pasta tonight. Anybody like wants to come over and like people kind of help out or do anything." So it's just like hanging out, and whole meals are happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
They can be, yeah. They can be. I guess it just depends. Like, I guess Toby just has like the space, like the vibe.
Yeah, someone literally said that I was like a curator of vibes. It was actually an interesting way that they said it once, like, because they were kind of. It was more of a serious conversation because it was like, if when you're the curator of vibes, you have to kind of make sure that bad things don't go down because sometimes people get rowdy. But like,
sure, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, that's an interesting way of putting it because I'm not like a promoter. I'm not a party planner. I'm very plugged into things that are going on, but I don't personally like really host this kind of stuff like that. But I guess I had the vibe, I had the space, and it was like a space for a lot of people who were already friends with each other to like feel safe and comfortable. So I guess that was part of it too, is like if you can kind of create that space. And as this is not like because this was not the intent to like attract all these women and have people cook or eat whatever, but like and you have like a sort of safe space and safe environment and safe personality, like when people can feel comfortable around you and feel safe around you, then that like lets people open up more too.
For sure. And I'm sure, and I picked up on this with you too, Toby. It's like you have like a genuine interest in people. That's true.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Oh,
New Orleans.
But and like Toby and Ron as well, like women can definitely tell that you're Toby the God.
That's I'm definitely using that later this month.
Oh, it's getting used.
But yeah, like I could definitely tell, and I'm sure like other women can tell too that you're just genuine men, and it's sadly just hard to find where you just can just talk to somebody and it's like, okay, this person likes me for me, not because of my looks, because of like my chest or my ass or whatever. It's just like, okay, he actually he just wants to talk to me, and it has no like sexual connotation or anything, or like an ulterior motive. It's just like we're just genuinely interested in what's on your brain, like what what you got going on like up here. And it's just like it's sadly rare. And it's like sometimes you just want to connect with somebody just in all genuineness, and then people want to make it hard and then blame you for looking like how you look. It's like, I can't help it. Like, can't help. I'm attractive, but I'm like, that's not just how I act 24/7. Like someone who's just ready to get laid. No. So like, yeah. So, all these code words open up safe space kitchen. Yeah. Yeah, Mark, do you need? I'm sure you have all three.
Yeah.
Like, Mark, you're a teacher. You have to have a safe space, and you have to have a kitchen.
What she said right here. What she said. But yeah. So, Mish, I got some commands for you. Use them. Whenever you can, go ahead and use them. So I got the Discord working, I got our welcome working, and I got the shout outs.
Hey.
So sir, have at it. Oh man, what good grief, 2 hours and
no, this is the kind of conversation that, oh my goodness, it'll just go. And the good thing is we got all month in various different ways. Well, we got all month to keep talking about love, dating, relationships, all kinds of things. All kinds of things related with this. Like this is a good conversation, but we've really just scratched
the surface
of, and it's always evolving. Like things will evolve. There's always like new things that kind of get brought up and new things to talk about in this domain. But like, there's just so many things out there, new perspectives to consider, old things that work, right? If things that work, then continue to go off of those. But not everyone's the same, and that's kind of the bottom line too. So, bringing it back way from the beginning, I remember it was like, why are things complicated? Well, people want to be loved in different ways. So we didn't explicitly mention love languages, but that's a huge thing too that gets talked about.
Yeah,
different love languages. Actually, I have to remember. I might have to retake the quiz, but from when I last did it, acts of service was like my number one love language, and I forget what the other one might have been. Some of the other top ones. And so like maybe some people have an idea of how they want to be loved. So that's how you would go about talking to someone. Like even like when you get more to the serious relationship point or marriage and you're trying to like love people in a certain way. But it's kind of like projection in a sense where you are thinking this is how I want to be treated. And I mean, yeah, that's like the golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. But then like this is actually something that got brought up in my company. In the COVID era, actually, it was the platinum rule. Treat others how they want to be treated. And I mean, there might be a little more to that, but yeah, treat others how they want to be treated. And it's very simple. Very, very simple. But like, it's important to sort of be considering that. Otherwise, there's a big mismatch. You're like, yo, I'm doing these things. I don't understand why my gestures or the way, like, I actually remember seeing, it wasn't like a meme per se, but it was like one of those like it was just like text, like I was on Instagram. It was like a girl might be like, I did all these things. I put my heart into this man. I put my heart into you. I like tried to take care of your needs. And then it's like the man was like, but I never asked you to. And it was just kind of like a realization that like
you don't know what his needs are.
You don't know what the needs are. You can't force someone to be loved. They may just not be in a place. I mean, should they have strung you along? I mean, that's a whole thing, right? About kind of stringing someone along if you kind of know that you aren't really into them or like X, Y, and Z. But because that's another reason why it's kind of like there's not communication. One person kind of assumes they have the green light to kind of continue whatever the situation is. The other person's not really feeling it, but maybe they're getting certain benefits, so they just go along with it. But that in addition to people being loved differently can lead to just like a train wreck. Because at some point you're going to kind of realize, wait a second, like I thought this whole time I was doing what this person needed and you had no idea.
Right.
They weren't communicating either what they needed. So it was kind of like all around L. No pun intended. L. But it was an all around not good situation.
It was an all around Not true. I think we should definitely dive more into love languages next week.
Yes.
I think that would be great. Also, because it's not necessarily just about love languages between like lovers. It's also like with family as well, and friends, and those relationships. So,
agreed.
I like that a lot.
Agreed.
I like that a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what? Maybe as we're talking about love languages, maybe we could kind of dive into this recent phenomena as far as like people giving bad relationship advice.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, I want to call them bad actors, but a lot of people who are giving other people wrong advice, and it's not cool. It's not cool at all. And I think somebody in the chat said something like that along those lines too as well. Whereas like a lot of people are getting relationship advice from people who are not trying to reach the same playing field or the same arena that you're trying to go to. And especially if for some people, if the end result is oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, okay.
What?
I know. That's crazy.
So that was end of 20. Well, it may have been very beginning of 2021, to be honest.
Yeah, gotta be. Gotta be.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Look at that.
And so, like I was saying, like a lot of people are giving other people relationship advice that's probably going against what they're trying to do. And speak up on that as well, because I believe that as more and more people are starting to understand not only themselves, but what they actually want from a relationship, what they want out of a relationship, they're going to try to find other people that are already there to help them along the way, you know? And here we go.
You can do it.
And even then, you know, it's just not just reaching there, but also at the same time, learning how to stay there, especially if your end result is being married, learning how to stay married, you know, and understanding that what we see on TV, in the movies, yada yada, it's nothing in comparison to the real thing. Nothing in comparison to the real in the real thing. And so we'll talk about that too, probably later on in the month. And yeah, I mean, again, Toby said it, Elle said it too. This whole month is going to be awesome. This whole month's going to be awesome. So please, please, please come back and chime in. And thank you guys for chatting with us. And yes, Mish, you have done it again.
Yes. And of course, you know, join our Discord.
Yes.
Or follow us on our, you know, different social media platforms.
Yes.
Which I should.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially Twitter. Twitter and Instagram are like our main ones. And also Discord is main. You do different things. Yes.
Yes. So for those wanting to join the Discord, if you're on YouTube, I will post that link again for you guys. For those that are watching on Twitch, there's a command, and the lovely Mish, if you could do that command for us on Twitch, go for it. So folks can see
it. Yes. Mish did it.
The Discord popping.
Yeah.
Popping.
Yes. And so that way, if you want to, you know, send us any other information or any other topics, or just come out and hang out, you're more than welcome to do so. More than welcome to do so.
Is share resources. We, you know, chat, brainstorm, discuss ideas. We had a nice just back and forth about some of the topics related to love and everything. Just there, and people can go watch things, talk, get new perspectives, find more on their own. It's great. Chop it up. That's a term I heard a lot last year. We'd be chopping it up.
Yeah.
Very real comments too about like it's a lot of like maybe like false. I mean, optimism is great and everything too, but maybe people don't have that idea of like what it really takes, and so people aren't bringing the energy that maybe they should be when it comes to a relationship or some other ship. And like, well, relationship, yes, because other things are weirdly defined. But when it comes to a relationship and you sort of don't know what it entails, that's another problem, right? Not everything's fairy tale. And I think that's an important thing too.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Big facts. Big facts. See, me personally, I like the 737s. They're awesome. They're cool.
There.
And especially if you want to talk about like airlines and choice. Oh yeah, I could go on about Delta. That's my baby. Delta's my baby.
Delta's good.
Delta's my baby.
Yeah,
I will not. Unless somebody's paying for my flight to go somewhere else, then I will have to go with their flight of choice. But if I'm paying for it, yeah, I'm flying Delta. Hands down.
Yeah. I'm probably going to have to leave my love for JetBlue because I flew JetBlue when I went to Boston the other day, and they were good, but like they're getting kind of like Spirit like, where you have to pay for like every little thing.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, the audacity, JetBlue. Like I was like faithful, and it just hurts because they are great planes. They're like the service is great. They're great, but like it was just like you have like blue, true blue plus, and some other shit. It's like
Basic.
blue, yeah, a basic blue, and like boy, like yeah, no, they put the basic and the blue into basic blue. It's like they're just barely there and sad. Like yeah, nickel and diming.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely surprised. I was like, because I never had heard of you had to pay a higher fee to get carry-on allowed.
Yeah, not on
like,
JetBlue. That was not the case.
What? The fact that JetBlue has the audacity to like basically have the basic level, you can't have a carry-on. Okay. Then the second level is now like what you're used to, where you can have a carry-on, and you still have to pay for an extra suitcase because that's most airlines. So I'm just like, what are you doing? What are y'all doing now? Like some of the flights are still kind of reasonably priced where that regular blue level is kind of comparable to what it would have been. But sometimes it gets hiked up where it's like, no, now I'm paying a much higher price, like $60 more maybe.
And I hate having to like double check and double read everything. Like I don't like when I went to Denver, my friend who flew, because we took United, and I liked United actually. But I think you had to pay for a carry-on. No, I don't know. I can't remember. I ended up checking out my carry-on for some reason. Anyway, I can't remember. But like he ended up just like, he figured it's like, yeah, we probably don't need to check it. Like he ended up just like bringing his carry-on onto the plane. And it's like, yeah, I guess they're not really going to like double check that hard. But it's like at the same time, you never know how many people are really going to be on the plane. Like fortunately, like the plane was like a little empty. Like, like a lot, like somebody would have like one seat, like their own little space. Like it would just be them in the seat. Or when I was flying to Denver, like the middle seat was empty. So it's like, okay, more than likely there's going to be space for carry-on. And I get that. And flying back, there was even more space. Like there was a lot less people. So that I can understand. But when I was like flying to and from Boston, I feel like the flights were just like both pretty packed. So I don't know. So all these reports of people, wow. I can definitely see that it depends on both cases, whether like the person wants to be an asshole and not wear a mask, and then like the flight attendant, is ready to fight. But like there were like assholes who were just like taking off their mask on the plane, and it's like, what the fuck are you trying to prove? It's like it's a virus. It's not like a testament. Brand new right now, I know.
Y'all acting brand new.
It's a sip of red wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be a thing. Because I've been like going hard on like looking for new wines. Or like mostly new, some that maybe I've had before, but I'm trying to like really understand the difference between various things. So this one is Roscato, smooth, soft, silky, just like moi. The better the names on the bottle, like the more the names on the bottle can apply to a human being, the better. Like there was one that was like full body. It was like dark red, but it was like dark and bold, intense something. I was like, yo, this is amazing.
There you go.
Mine like I like mine.
There you go.
Hey,
This is totally right.
appreciate it.
Yes, it is.
I am on fire tonight. This is how Black History Month should go every single year.
Facts, Michael.
It's
Facts.
true. No,
Facts.
Oh yeah.
the virus is happy that we're tired of it.
Sure.
Oh man, shit. We got to talk about COVID maybe like, I don't know, sometime.
Never.
God, COVID is with us. COVID will always be with us. We carry it in our hearts. No.
No.
We carry it in I hope not.
No, it's just like, yeah, COVID is like, oh my God. It's, you want to kind of forget it, and boom, it comes back in our lungs. Yeah. Scotch and smoking. Smoking jacket? Is that a thing?
Yes, it is.
So I actually Scotch. I used to buy. I actually have Red Label there, so technically I do have Scotch. But Red Label, people really don't. I used to not like it, to be honest. 2019, I bought Red Label. I was like, "What is this trash?" That thing stayed in my cabinet like July or September 2019. Did not touch it again. Like I tried. I never was a fan. Then
You want Johnny Walker?
Johnny Walker.
Okay.
The pandemic came, and when the pandemic came, I was like, I guess I'll just try this again. Took it, poured it over ice, and I was like, something's very different about this one. So I don't know. That's actually funny. One friend was like, when I posted that on my Snapchat, it was like April of 2020. A friend was like, one of the symptoms of COVID is like not having taste or like losing taste. And I was like, you got me. But no, that was well before I actually got COVID. I don't know. Like I actually started to like appreciate some of the things that I was not maybe as big of a fan of. Like Black Label, I always liked a lot. Black Label over ice. Honestly, I can barely even taste that it's alcohol. I mean, like I know it's alcohol, but it tastes very smooth. So I will. Yo, bro, if I've never owned a robe before. That should be like my next adult step. I'm gonna start walking around in robe and slippers.
And you already got the wine, so you're already like
got the wine.
Women cooking for you, so you're already
there. You're like halfway there.
I guess you're gonna be the next. What's his name? Playboy.
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Shooting in the job. I saw Barack's message too. Yo. Honestly, yeah, I got the Scotch. So the wine is this week. I'm gonna pull out my. I'm gonna have to get some Black Label. I just don't want to buy a bottle myself. So if anyone wants to donate me a bottle of Black Label, that I'm gonna start crowdsourcing that for my network here in Massachusetts.
Network. Just start crowdsourcing shit too. So what do I need? If anybody wants to, paint something for me to hang on this wall, then
there you go.
And then your art can too be shown on the Melanated Council.
The melanated cigars.
Wow.
I'm not into cigars. Yo, I really should though.
Yeah, I feel like Johnny Walker, you have to like drink that with like a cigar. I mean, I've only tried smoking a cigar once and like I could not get the hang of it.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Yeah, because it's like if you actually like inhale it, then you die. So it's like this is scary.
Yeah.
It's just so much to bet. But I kind of want to like try to get into it because apparently like it makes like the whiskey and everything like taste good. It's like what? I mean, I like whiskey by itself, though. I just want to just be that cigar person.
Yes.
For once.
Cigars are fantastic, especially if you don't mind spending a little bit of money for a nice cigar, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. And are we froze? No, we're good. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. No, a nice cigar goes a long way, especially if you compare it with a nice whiskey or a nice scotch. Yes, yes.
I can't.
And I would say I can say that from experience because with cigars, I've learned, especially when I was drinking whiskey a lot, I've learned not to inhale, but just to kind of like take a drag, hold it in your mouth, blow it out. Don't inhale because that's what's going to mess you up.
right,
That's
exactly.
what's going to mess you up. And then I know with my whiskeys, I normally put my whiskeys in the freezer and just and drink it straight.
Yeah.
And it tasted 1,000 times better. It was like, holy crap, like this is actually kind of sweet. And like, okay, let's do this, and kind of just went from different kinds of whiskeys, just trying to see which one was my favorite. And I have to say that I'm more, if I do go for the more so expensive brand, I'll go with Scotch, just because they age better and they taste a whole heck of a lot better, way smoother. So, boom, go from there.
Recommendations on like, because obviously everyone talks about Cuban cigars, but I've never even considered buying a cigar because I never smoked cigarettes. Not big on weed smoking either, so it's just like it just hasn't been my thing. I know a lot of people who vape, but again, for me, it's like, I couldn't get into it as my own thing because I'm not a fan of like introducing a lot of like things like tobacco and whatever. But it's like an interesting cultural thing, just smoking. Like, I even remember when I was in college, like we became a smoke-free campus after my first year. There was a whole big like push on like becoming smoke-free. Maryland as a state had a huge push statewide in general, and a lot of states did, for banning like cigarettes from certain places. But I remember like there was one guy, a good friend of mine, but like I was surprised at how much he was pushing back at it. Like the president of our university had like a town hall forum like for an hour. And this one guy was really like going back and forth with like, smoking is really a way, it brings together people from cultures, even people who can't speak the same language, international students. You'll be in those little smoke areas and like brings you together. And for me, I'm like, I don't know, I wouldn't know, but like it's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I had tried a cigar for the first time. It was just this past Thanksgiving because I went back home. And I was home for
Stop it.
What?
Stop it. Stop it.
Yo. I mean, that's how he's had this successful marriage going on. Like, listen, you gotta be a high value man. Do what Ron does.
You still don't know what a high value man is, though. I'm not saying that Ron isn't. It's just it was never explained to me.
Hold on. I got you a video. You said you watched the last one you watched was from Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, I was watching. If you can find like the definition of what a high value man is, I would love to know. It's like I think I know. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
It's weird. Even I got to looking at him like, really? Like that's it?
I mean, you're not wrong, Michael. Like cigar bars are a good place to meet other high value because that's where like a lot of men congregate.
Yes.
Oddly enough, like there's like a cigar bar like by like my job, and a lot of people from work would like go there after work or something. So I've gone there like a couple of times, and like you tend to I hadn't, but like like you'd probably see like higher ups there or what have you and things like that because like they also have like sports games playing and stuff like that. So like a lot of yeah, true. I guess a lot of men do like kind of congregate there, like there, and like casinos. You see like a lot of men because I guess men with money or men with gambling addictions or men who just want to hang out. What's funny is like I live really close to a casino too. I should probably go there more often.
Okay. I found it.
Only 40 minutes from the one that's Everett. It's like right outside Boston. That one's actually really, really nice. Like, it's fancy. They have these really nice rooms too that you can rent. I've been in one of them pre-COVID, but gambling is like not. It's not like really my thing. Like,
Same.
there's math I'm sure that you could be doing all this XYZ, but like I'm definitely not big on like tables, which I actually just heard the poker tables are reopening either this weekend or sometime soon for the first time since COVID, which I didn't know that because Encore reopened, but I did not know that the poker tables never reopened. And I never did that anyway. When I was playing, I was at the I was doing roulette, but it was like a virtual roulette, so it wasn't. I don't remember. It wasn't like it was a bunch of us hanging out and like having fun, but like I don't remember it being like what you kind of see when you look at the casinos. The people are like playing all these things and you're throwing the dice. Like I've never been at a table like that before. I just remember playing like some kind of roulette, but it was like on a screen. Like it was, I don't know. And money was being lost and then kind of gained back. I don't even remember how much. I don't remember what my net anything was. I just knew that I was done. I like got back a bunch of money. Maybe I broke even. Maybe I was still at a loss. I did not care because once I did that, I was like, I'm not losing more money. Quality over quantity.
For sure.
Don't even get me started on golf.
Cigar, right? Just
Actually,
it sounds like the men's cigarette, like high value for men. Like it's like in like black and dark blue text and all manly.
Yeah.
Like, normally we're for women, but high value man. It's like what?
I forgot that was a thing that like cigarettes were seen to be more feminine and
Right.
cigars were manly at some point.
I think so because they had like the long like stick thing for the cigarettes. I guess because they were like smaller and more dainty.
Oh,
Possibly that might have been the case, but yeah, I guess they're. I hear that cigarette smoking is making a comeback among like the younger generation. That's true. These two men.
hey.
Chris, all of the lovely high value men in our chat, and the high value lurkers.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I know vaping is a bit really big. Like, it's like, you know, you have those vape memes. I mean, Juul was always a big thing, but now I don't even see people talking to us about Juul. I see people with a one-off, like the So some people do have the rechargeable ones, but I see a lot of people with those like little thicker ones that are just like the the disposable. And so I'm like, okay, vaping is really big. Like, yeah.
Never the three shall meet. I'm kidding.
Oh man, here we go.
I love it.
Yes. There we go.
Thank you.
Right
Mitch.
back. Right back.
This is for the lurkers.
You really are the best. Yes, this is for the lurkers who are out here watching, who are just like, "What is going on?" Or suddenly, I don't know what your expression looks like. I don't know what any of your expressions look like, but I don't know what your reactions are. But thank you for lurking and doing your thing.
Me, I got a lurk command. The exclamation point lurk.
I do remember you mentioned that before.
True. I hope our lurkers are, at least enjoying themselves and not like staring like stone faced and just like.
There we go. Bam.
Boom.
Put you on notice.
We do want to hear from you, but I understand if you're shy.
I was like, don't be shy. We don't bite. We promise you, we don't bite.
No,
hard.
we don't. We're too far away to bite you.
We don't bite
That's debatable.
Unless asked.
There you go. Oh yeah. Let's see, what time is it? Yes, it is midnight.
We have
You
hit a
guys-
3-hour mark. I don't remember the
Yes.
last time
Oh,
we-
geez, wow.
we've broken this record. Crazy.
I know.
I mean,
We-
it might not be our highest stream, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Let's go. We bite.
Glass of wine and a bite. Classy yet ferocious.
There you go. Need to invest in a skill for long. There you go. There you go. But no, for real. We gotta wrap this thing up, you guys. We gotta wrap this thing up. But at least we know what we're going to be talking about for next week. So that's a plus.
For
That
sure.
is a huge plus. So hold on. Is that one there?
Yes. That's true.
Yes. Yes.
I need to start
Yeah.
getting like I should just wear a suit next time. I'm gonna actually oh no, I actually realized I don't have my suits anymore. That's actually really not okay. Both of them, the suits actually themselves, like the shirts were fine, but
Mhm.
the jacket was fine, but the pants had problems. One was my navy blue, which I really like that one. The gray one was older, not quite pinstripe, but it was like a striped kind of gray suit. So I was like, well, I should just get rid of the whole thing because you're not gonna be able to match. Like you could have a suit jacket and then something that's similar, but I was like, it's better just to take the opportunity to buy something new. Lo and behold, I have not, and I'm like, I definitely need to buy something because there's like a lot of formal type things
Yes.
that are coming up, just like galas and whatever. So
Yes. Salute. Yes. Yes.
eventually I will wear a suit and I'm gonna have some kind of, maybe I'll have a cigar and I will be the villain that I was always destined to be. Metaphor.
Stop it. Metaphorically. Yes, metaphorically. So next week, since we already know what we're going to be talking about is love languages. You guys tune on in next week. And yeah, we're going to have this conversation for a good long month. So yes, good night to everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. I know Michael, and I think who was it? Alexis, you two are our two latest subscribers to the channel for YouTube. Thank you so much for subscribing and everything else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know it's late because a lot of us here on the East Coast, and we are holding up. Thank y'all for holding up with us, even the West Coast people. I know
Right.
that it's past 9 p.m. regardless.
Right. So
Yes.
thank you guys. And again, please, if you have not joined the Discord, join the Discord. We can keep going with this conversation with ideas, with any other video clips we should look at that can help us aid in the conversations. Do so. And we like it. We love it. And
For
we
sure.
we love to hear from you guys. All right. Toby, L, do you have anything you would like to add before we go?
Please join us next week.
There we go.
Join us next week, and the conversation will continue from there.
Yes.
Yes. Alrighty. So we're heading out. You guys have a lovely night, and we'll catch you next week or in the Discord. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Good night, everyone.